All right. Well, welcome back to the monthly one-shot here at the War. Yeah, please do. So, GM Arcticfox6 here, and we've got the name of the game this time is Storm of the Mind.
Is this new?
This is new.
Well, I didn't get to tell we didn't get to talk to Bertha.
And maybe you'll figure out why. So anyway, before we get started, I like to start each one of the sessions out with kind of an instruction on how to play the game. Go ahead.
I just want you to know, I went over to their house and we painted, and she told me all about Bertha. She's been so into getting to the bottom of the Bertha.
All right. Well, duly noted. So as a DM, if you guys ever want to try your hand on it, it's always good to know what interests the players, and then pull on that string and try and make it as interesting as you can. Is a great way to pull people in.
So what's the name of this game again?
A storm of the mind. Okay. So, as we talked about last session, everybody leveled. So leveling is a huge part of the game, and I'd just like to take a few minutes just to go through that. Like I mentioned before, it's sort of a lot of people really look forward to leveling. It means your characters continue to progress, you get more hit points, you get more abilities, and some levels, not all levels are created equal. Some levels you get that you're like, whoa, a huge difference, like sometimes entire classes change, frankly, at certain levels. For example, if you're a wizard or even a cleric, but particularly for like wizards, once they hit 5th level, they get access to 3rd level spells, which they didn't have before, which opens up like fireball, lightning bolt, and so the whole situation for them changes, and all of a sudden, their effectiveness in like combat and everything like skyrockets, and they become kind of a mainstay in their own ways, in different ways. And so it's really a integral part of the game. Experience is how you get there. There's different. There's a table that I can show you in the player's handbook. If you guys want to open it up, it's just page 15. Shows you character advancement. That's if you go the experience route. So some DMs don't use experience. They use like markers. So they'll be like certain, at certain points, I want them to automatically level. They won't, have them.
This is what I've done. Like when I was looking at this.
Yeah.
Looking at, okay.
Which is fine. So if you wanted to know how much experience, you guys would have at least 2,700, technically speaking, if you go by this. But like I said, there's other ways of leveling. Some DMs just like to say, they have certain, mile markers where, you get to a certain part of the story and I'm going to level you. Or if you accomplish a certain quest or something else, I'm going to level you, right? So, kind of milestone.
So this isn't the only way to advance.
So that's not. And my way is I'm just doing milestone for this particular one, because it's just kind of going through the motions, getting back into the swing of playing, or in your case, learning to play, and all the different facets. So we've done a number of sessions where you're kind of just sort of stagnant in a way at level 3, and so I wanted to show you kind of the ins and outs, and see how your character kind of slowly or sometimes significantly advanced. So what I'd like you to do then is to switch over to your character the class page. So depending on what class you are, you're going to have a certain number of pages associated with you. And all of these start with Barbarian on page 46 of the 2014 D&D Guide, Player's Handbook. And then, so just it's all class situated by alphabetical order. So we'll find, say, Druid, because it's right here, and then I'll kind of go through the motions of it. So if you look at the table, so let's take the Druid table. Every class is going to have a table, by the way, and that's a critical part of looking at like generally how your class advances and what its abilities are at that moment and what they've already attained. So the general rule is that you're not going to lose anything from this table. So by leveling, generally speaking, you're not going to lose any of the abilities that were listed before. It just adds. So when we started off at level 3, and so if you go across, you start at level 1, and you can see what you get, because many DMs will be like, let's just start at level 1. And so you get, Druidic, which is you have a special language all your own that you and only other druids know, and then it gives you the spellcasting ability, and then you go over to see what your spellcasting is. And so, like I was telling you, Jacob, the cantrips known, spellcasters in general, the pure spellcasters at least, have things called cantrips. So there's a type of spell that I mentioned before that you can cast an unlimited number of times per day. And then it goes into the actual level spells beyond the cantrip. So cantrips also used to be called 0 level spells, and then they just changed it to cantrip to make it easy and separate them from the other traditional spells. So as you can see going up, so let's say now we go from first level where you have your certain number of hit dice, and you can see class features there at the bottom of 65. It talks about your hit dice, it talks hit points at first level, and then hit points at higher levels. So each time you level, if you level in that class, and we can talk about multi-classing later, assuming you're going to stay in the same class, you're going to add hit points to your character. And the way the hit points is calculated is it's using this dice that it tells you, which is dependent on your class. So like barbarians get like a D12. So they got a lot more hit points because they're tankier, but they also don't get hit armor generally. So they might get hit more. They fly into rages and do pretty spectacular things with their strength. Whereas a fighter gets a D10, so just one die lower. But they might wear heavier armor. They have this, so the classes are different, and each class has its own dice that is associated with hit points.
And I have a D8.
You have a D8, so kind of middle of the round. It goes down to D6, so it's D12 to D6. Wizards and sorcerers being a D6, and so that's something that's a big part of it. So what we would say is either you automatically gain hit points each time you level, or you're going to roll the dice that's listed here, and then you're going to add that to whatever your constitution modifier is, and then plus any other modifier. Like if you're a hill dwarf, for example, like the cleric that I had before you guys in the pre-gens, is a hill dwarf, gets an automatic 1 hit point in each level added to at the end. So hit points is a big deal.
So I would roll this and add that to what?
So that's just the hit dice, and that's for healing, and we'll talk about that in a second. In downtime, so like your character's in between fights, or you have a little minute to rest, you can do what's called a short rest, and then you can heal up to your hit dice each day in hit points. So you would roll that, and that's for healing. But what you do is you just roll the 1 if you're already an established character, which you guys were. And you would add whatever the roll was, plus your constitution modifier, plus anything like feats. Like there's a feat called toughness, I think it is, that gives you bonus hit points as well. So race, feats, and then there's some other things that might give you a bonus to hit points. The other thing that might give you a bonus is if you increase your constitution modifier. That could give you more.
Increase that?
So that would be either taking a feat that gives you a constitution bonus that puts the total into an even number, which gives you an additional +1, because every even number on a score increases the modifier by 1.
Okay.
So like 10 is a 0, 12 is a +1, but 11 is still a 0.
Oh, I'm already at 12 though.
Yeah, so you'd get a +1 for each level you are to your hit points, based just on your constitution modifier, and then you'd roll the d8.
Oh, okay.
And then add the 2 together each time you level.
Whoa.
So you get hit points.
Okay, yeah.
So you become a little bit tougher. And then based on that, you're going to look and you're going to continue to go. So every level, you're going to go across. So when I made these characters, I just started at first level and I started writing. So you can see under your features on the kind of bottom right-hand side there, I started with your race abilities, and then I went down to your class abilities. And so I'd write them as they appeared by level. So it's like I effectively leveled them at each level to make sure I didn't miss anything. All the way up to the 3rd level was what it was, and now you guys are at 4th level. And so the first thing you're going to look at is your proficiency bonus. The proficiency bonus is a set number that doesn't add; it's just a set number. So in this case, your proficiency bonus still remains at a +2. It doesnn't go to a +4 or whatever. It just remains at what the number is. But next level, your proficiency bonus and everything that's affected by proficiency bonus is increased by 1.
Okay.
So that's 5th level for everybody. And then you're going to go through 3rd level, same thing as you did for 2nd and 1st level. And again, you're going to add hit points, and you're going to write that down. And then you're also going to adjust your spells. So with the spellcasting class, whether you're what we call pure caster or not, so like with Ranger, you guys also get a spell, but we don't consider you pure casters because you're kind of a hybrid caster. There's a lot of combat abilities as well. The spells sort of more augment his abilities as opposed to be a main feature of the class, I would argue. But for you, and for the pure casters in the group, so you two, the cleric would be also absolutely in this category. Just understanding how many more spells you can pick up is very important to understanding, what your ability to affect a combat or a situation. Doesn't have to be combat. You can. There's a lot of spells like disguise self or invisibility that you can use well outside of combat and will be just as effective, if not more. So that's basically it. That's a kind of a run through of leveling. It's really important. Lots of fun. Lots of people love it, and it's that's what everybody's like, how much experience did I? If you're doing the experience table, like how much experience, and they'll calculate everything up, and then they're like, I leveled, and then it's a big deal, and then everybody gets excited, and then they're like, well, what can you do now, kind of thing, right? So, pretty fun.
I'm looking for the maneuvers and I can't find them anywhere.
The maneuvers are, let's see here, they are under the fighter. So you're going to go to the fighter class.
Okay, cool.
And then the fighter class has an archetype that is find it, page 74. And it's the Battle Master, but the maneuvers are listed on page 74.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, that's basically leveling in a nutshell. Some classes are more complicated than others, but generally speaking, they all have their cool things that they get at different levels. So on certain abilities that they already have will improve. Like in the case of your wild shape, now you can go into shapes with swim, which kind of changes it, especially since we've been doing more or less an aquatic or at least semi-aquatic campaign so far. And there may or may not be more of that depending on your actions and how you guys proceed forward. But that's just an example. So cool things happen when you level, lots of fun, huge aspect of it. Multi-classing really quickly. So let's say you're going up as a druid, or rogue, and you're like, rogue, you know what? I really like barbarian. I'd like to go and rage while I'm sneak attacking kind of thing, right? That just sounds like I'd love to just absolutely annihilate things. So I would like to go take a dip, they call it, into a barbarian, just see how that goes for my 4th level, right? And so they have rules for multi-classing. And basically the way it works in D&D 5th Ed is they have a minimum score, ability score, so like strength, con, dex, blah, 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 that's associated with the class that you need to meet or beat in order to be able to take a dip or a multi-class level in that class. And so it's at the end of, let's see, make sure I'm looking at it right here. So that's basically it. Multi-classing. So it's after the classes. It's actually kind of squirreled away, if I recall correctly. I have to find it. But it's basically then you don't get the absolute everything associated with, here it is, page 163. So it's actually, a couple pages beyond. And you can see the minimum ability score minimum. So like for a barbarian, you would need to have a strength of 13 or higher in order to be able to qualify for the class. So, and like for, say if somebody wanted to go into, a fighter, they would have to have a strength, 13 or a dexterity of 13.
I've got dex.
Yeah. So you might not be able to do it with your scores. That's an important aspect. You get some of the proficiencies associated with the class, but not all of them. So it's not a full, I get everything listed, under the new class as if it was a totally, first level character. So just important to remember, but you do get a lot of the abilities and different extra attacks and stuff that you might get from certain classes like fighter that you might not otherwise get. So interesting to note, but for now we're just going to keep vanilla, but just understand that is an option, and if you are really curious about it or you want to try your hand at making your own character, absolutely reach out to me if you need to, and let me know what questions you may have, and we can walk through the process in detail. Okay, well that's the quick little intro to D&D, and a lot of different systems. If you go outside of D&D, they all have their own way. D&D is all known, like the players joke about it being like murder hobos. So, and that's because in experience-based games, you get experience. The best, most efficient way is by killing things. And you're a hobo because you're always moving places, as you've already experienced, right? So you're murder hobos going around killing everything, right? So that's not always the case, and that's why I don't necessarily like experience-based. There's certainly ways around it, and so I'll give like role-playing XP, I'll give bonus to XPs based on different things that you've done in puzzles, or avoiding fights. If you avoid a fight, you still get the XP for, in my games, for most people's games, for defeating the encounter, right? And then other totally different games, not even D&D, have different systems. So like Vampire, Werewolf, it's all based on how you did the role play, if you were brave, that sort of thing, play to your nature. There's different, get experience that way. So in most role-playing games, there's some system where you will be able to improve your character, and that's the vast majority of them. Okay, so a storm of the mind. You guys all awaken. Your eyes flutter open. Everything is blurry. You see lots of the color brown, some white, some red. As your eyes try to focus on what's happening around you, new smells, as if a floral type smell, and perhaps old wood totally fills your senses. You can hear groaning coming from around you, but other than that, aside from what appears to be wood creaking as you shift, there's no other sounds that flood your senses. So as your eyes continue to focus, you realize that you are dressed in what appears to be a very soft gown-like attire, and you are on the ground, although some of you realize that it's not quite the ground. There seems to be a small mat that's underneath each of you. You're all in the same room together, and around you is a strange kind of wood that this room appears to be made of. And as your eyes continue to focus, you realize that there is an incense pot that's right in the middle of all four of you, and a very small trickle of smoke comes from that incense container, which is providing the scent that you had smelled when you first woke. And around you, you see what looks to be walls that are framed in this kind of lighter wood, but in between the walls and almost acting like the totality of the wall looks to be almost paper, like it's white. So as you're continuing to focus, you hear footsteps coming from what appears to be a separate room. But the room you're in right now is about 30 by 30 feet, so square room. And as far as you can tell, you all don't have any of your equipment other than these silken robes that you all each are in. And then surrounding, you're so wrapping certain parts of your body. Looks like there's some sort of bandages that have been wrapped. And in them they seem to be stained a kind of a greenish color, kind of a yellow greenish color, and slightly damp to the touch. But you can tell there's sort of a wound underneath there as you're continuing to move around and kind of get situated for what's yours. Literally, the last thing you remember was what you guys had found a dragon. You're trying to remember now. You're like, what? How the hell did I get here? And you had found a dragon that was basically taken and captured by the hags. You had gone back to the ship. You're basically starting to get it awake, and then that's all you remember. And then you woke up here. So you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea anything. You don't remember Bertha. You don't remember, any of this stuff, right? You're like, what happened? I don't even know.
What about Bobo?
Huh?
What about Bobo?
He's not here. Just you four are here.
Did Bobo take a beating last time?
Yeah.
Oh,
He did.
in
He
the
saved our
worst
asses,
kind of
though.
way.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
permanently shifted into a
To a new reality?
drowned one.
He saved our ass.
But he's still alive, as far as you know. He just requires water now, and he's grew gills, and he started sprouting quills, which actually in the end he sort of seemed to like. Knowing him, he's like, that's kind of cool. I have quills now. And he's kind of seeing if you get like the needle teeth. He's like, oh man, I didn't get the teeth. Quills are cool. Quills are cool.
Wait, oh no. If he sets himself on fire again, is that going to do extra damage since he's a water person?
He doesn't like fire as much now. He's
Okay, good.
not sure he wants to.
I mean, he didn't know how to
which
use
is
it in the first place. So.
Yeah, well, he did like fire. And then, his big thing was, how do I light other torches? So I'm going to light myself a little bit, and then I'll spread the fire that way. He seems to be a little bit, there's definitely like a shift in personality that was instantaneous with this, where he is definitely kind of shying away, or almost, not as into fire as he once was. But all that aside, he's not here. You have this strange floral smell, a little small container that looks to be, ceramic, but it's dark, and it has this little trail of smoke and footsteps coming towards you.
Okay.
Can I investigate the incense, the smoke?
Yeah.
To maybe recognize like what kind of smell it is?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. You're going to roll a d20, and you're going to add investigation.
Does anybody have better medicine than me? Because my medicine is 0.
I got pretty good.
I was going to say, we do have a cleric. I don't know. Sometimes clerics are very specific, like, I'm not a healer. And they don't go that way, which is fine. But, yeah.
I was going to say, it might be a good idea to do a medicine
Let's check. Yeah,
on
might be a good
the like poultices or whatever that we got going on.
10 plus 1 investigation. Not right.
You're not
18.
familiar with the smells. You do see 18
18 plus 5.
plus 5, 23. Okay. I'll get to you in a second.
Sure. Take your time.
So it just seems to be somewhat of a potpourri. It seems to be more or less in the realm of just smelling good. Like you're getting closer and you're kind of wafting it, and you're not feeling any different in your head or anything like that. It just purely seems to smell different, but not bad. It smells good, but it's definitely pervasive. I mean, it's now everywhere, and you're like, ugh. And as you're coming to, and your head's, feeling actually pretty clear. It's not, you're definitely smelling. It's very, very strong.
Okay.
All right. So, looking at the poultices, you think that they are definitely herbs that would be healing. So they are designed for healing, and probably very similar to something that you might be used to back in the mainland. But slightly different, and it's definitely they're using kind of a more pure like herbalist, as opposed to getting it into like a healing potion and drinking it. Like they actually are grinding up the plant and then putting it amidst the bandages and then soaking it that way. And probably because they're wet, like you don't want those things festering, so they probably change you guys very regularly, as far as you can tell. You just don't remember anything along those lines.
Okay.
All right. Anything else in the seconds before whatever it is comes? It sounds pretty light of foot, so it's very kind of faint. But definitely noticeable, just based on the way everything creaks, every single move you make, and as you're rolling, and you guys are all hearing this almost chorus of creaking as you guys are moving
Are
around.
we're on a boat, we can assume?
We don't know.
So you don't know. You can give me a nature check if you'd like.
Can I roll investigation to see if there's anything that I can like hang on to throw at somebody just in case something bad happens?
Sure.
Here she goes.
Investigation, yeah.
Here she goes.
10.
You don't smell the air of like seawater, strong seawater, but then again, it's so pervasive that potpourri like smell just has everything now.
Well, okay, could
Is
I?
that a 1?
No, of course it's not a 1 because I have lucky. It's a 2.
You did lucky and then you rolled it.
No, I just
okay.
I have re-roll a 1 at any time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's your halfling. Yeah. Gotcha.
So it's a 4.
So it's a 4. You're pretty sure it's very Spartan. Like there's nothing aside from the red. It does appear that there is some sort of mural, and then there looks to be strange letter characters, all on a white paper and done in what appears to be kind of red or brownish red ink.
Ink or blood?
That's a good question. You could give me a medicine check if you want to kind of look at it a little bit more.
Okay.
If anybody wants any of these, they are good to them.
Ooh, thank you.
10.
Rose,
10.
who likes chocolate?
You're not sure. If it's not blood, it sure looks like blood. At least the characters are. And there's a lot of lines kind of crossing and whatnot, and it's sort of vertically arranged. But the mural is different. The mural has a lot of red in it. It has giant red, what looks to be like perhaps a moon, or because everything's like dark, but it has like this red, like moonish look to it, and it's mostly crescent, but it's big and it's kind of in the middle, and then there's a whole. It almost looks to be some sort of battle, but without going up into it and actually looking and seeing what it is, you can't really make out a lot. It's very chaotic, lots of things happening, and that's like the one thing that's not Spartan in this room is this one mural on this one wall that you happen to be, looking at.
Okay.
Yes.
What's up?
I'm still giggling because I'm not sure I told you the whole story about how I ended up in an alligator's mouth from the last fight.
You didn't.
So she has me pegged without even having any evidence. I
All right. So the footsteps do arrive. Did you want to do something else?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What's
I
up?
don't get to do this very often. I don't think I've ever done this before, but I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth.
Oh, what's that?
All right.
You can't lie in the Zone of Truth.
Can't really lie. There's save, I believe, but
Yeah, Charisma of 13.
13. Okay. Good to know, and I will definitely take that into account depending on what happens. So, you hear what sounds like a small thud outside, and then you can tell now, looking at this particular panel on the wall, that it does have that like paper look to it, that really thin white paper look. But you see what looks to be a seam, and then it looks like it's offset. This one wall part is offset a little bit, as if suggesting it can slide, and indeed it does. You see the pane slide apart. A single green hand with small claws opens it, and then standing very proper and absolutely pristine looking, with hair put back, and a much more ornate set of robes than what you're wearing, appears to be a goblin.
Like Bobo.
Like Bobo. Bobo's not pristine.
Okay,
I would not
gotcha.
describe him as being absolutely like everything is to perfection with regards to looks for this particular goblin. Same size though, small. And with the gleaming red eyes
Which is your
that
race?
you
Are you a
know
human?
that the Bobo is, seems to look up at you, and it has what appears to be sort of white powder on its face. And go ahead and give me a history check.
Everybody?
Yeah. It's none of you. What race? You're human. You're human.
I got a
13.
Okay.
Don't worry about
So
that.
anything over a 10.
What
History?
history begins with an H, right? I have a 10.
Okay. So,
13.
yeah, you could, based on the robes, based on the look and the physique, you're pretty sure this is female.
Okay.
And she looks up at you and seems kind of looking like surprised, like as she's just coming through the motions and open this up and kind of looks up at you all, and you guys are all at various states of standing or kind of getting your feet underneath you because it's still pretty, dizzy. You clearly have been sleeping for a while. Your back hurts and whatnot, so you're kind of stretching out. So does anyone speak Goblin? Goblinoid.
Negative.
Goblin. Common, goblin, halfling.
There you go. In a strange accent that you have not heard in a goblin, because you speak the language and you know there's different. You actually don't know that there's different accents. You've never heard an accent, but this is actually an accent because some of the words are hard for you to make out, but definitely there.
Like Scottish.
Oh, and you're kind of like, I speak English, but that guy, I don't know if that's even English. She very specifically says, "Oh, you're awake. Well, I must inform the regent." And she kind of looks up at you all, and then realizes that thinks that you don't necessarily maybe even speak their language, and she puts up her hands and she kind of bows her head. Please forgive. Please stay. I go, she says, in broken common. With that, she starts closing.
Can I maybe ask her if she's the one that did the wounds? Or have him
You can.
ask in Goblin before
You can.
she...
Well, so go ahead and
walks out?
talk. Yeah.
Okay,
Before, because she's like really, she said that, and now she's going to close it. Like
Okay.
she's
First.
looking at you.
Where's our stuff?
Okay. Well, say what you're going to say.
So,
You have a couple seconds while she's starting to go to close.
I'm assuming that you told me about the medicine stuff because
Yes.
I was like, hey, we should do this. So I'm going to ask if she's the one changing them since he said that they do look like they've been changed. Do I need to roll for it?
No, you don't. Just say what you're going to say.
So just,
Say it as if it's your character.
are you the one that changed our bandages?
She stops for a second. She looks up at you.
Bandage? Change? You?
Our things. Where are our things?
And then she goes to close, looking down at the floor.
Alright. We need to start looking for a way out of here.
I'm going to find something else to throw.
I will speak in goblin
Okay.
and tell her, stop, come back,
She stops.
come back.
And then
Tell
she
us where
seems
we
somewhat surprised.
Tell us where we are.
You have a strange accent, she says.
It's a
You
dialect
speak.
of goblin that's kind of old. My mom taught me. She's like was broken goblinish, and I'm
She seems
more
really
of a
surprised.
highbrow
Um,
goblin. Some of my words get mixed up.
She, with that, she'll think about it for a moment. I really have to tell the regent. I'm under strict orders to
Where
tell
are our
them.
things?
They're nearby.
Nearby.
They
where?
are safe.
Could you take us to them?
No, not yet. I cannot.
Are we being detained?
Are we being detained? Zone of Truth. Charisma 13. He just did that for
She, yes, but only until we can figure out. Once the daimyo can figure out what your goals are.
All right.
So we need. Okay.
Any other questions?
I mean, we just need to go talk to these people.
She's in the zone of truth. Where she's in the circle of trust. So
What
Okay.
is
you got
her
questions?
name?
what's
So
the-
they.
What's her name?
So
what's
I
your-
guess they
what's your
found
name?
us basically.
A Kenny.
Kenny. Okay.
So they found us. They don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. So we just need to go talk to them.
Okay. All right. We'll wait here.
But We need to have a backup plan.
This bodes well. You speak our language. All right. She again puts her head down, closes it back up, and once again you're kind of surrounded. Now that you're able to kind of take in, you do hear the sound of wind coming up and hitting against one side of the room you're in. So it doesn't take long. You hear the little pitter-patter of feet go off, and then faster and potentially heavier feet come back in probably no less than 5 minutes after that. So if there's anything you'd like to do, let me know in the meantime. Otherwise, I'm just going to fast forward to that. Feel free to interrupt me if you need to.
I'm gonna try to look for something else that I can throw just in case.
You already did in this room. The situation hasn't changed. So, maybe you could throw the incense container. It's not bolted down.
That
I'll give you that one since you have time to kind of look around.
Yes.
No.
I'm
disrespectful.
gonna get close to it where if I need to, I can throw it at somebody, but I won't like pocket it or anything because I'll end up setting myself on fire.
And you smell like heavily of incense. It's like the smoke coming out of you. Why is that? No.
She just does that
I
sometimes.
didn't take
It's
anything. Absolutely. Well, but zone of truth, right? So you have to
Oh damn it!
roll that. All right. So how long does the zone of truth
10
last?
minutes.
Okay, so you're actually still in the zone of truth. Because it takes about 5 minutes. They're back. The heavy feet come. The little light feet come ahead. You see the little green hand come around, opens one side, opens the other, and then bursting into the room seems to be somewhat of an strangely armored goblin. And he has his head held in a very different demeanor than a Kinney. And he seems to be wide-eyed and kind of looking in a little bit more kind of like what you might be used to with Bobo, but and still much more measured, much more controlled, also immaculate. There's not like, it's not everything is very symmetrical. His armor has a lot of color associated with it, different colors, and it's very kind of banded. So, but
like
everything
ribbons on a military.
it's kind of more like it has a lot of. He doesn't. No. It's more of like different stitches but very specific coloration between the stitches. Some stitches are blue. Some stitches are red. There's lots of red and blacks and gold associated with his armor. But his skin, green, red eyes, just like a Kinney's. No white powder on the face though. He comes in. I understand you are awake, he says in Goblin, and that at least one of you speaks our language. And he looks around. She did not tell me which one. You guys just hear, you heard all of that.
I will answer in full sentences, that way they know what he said as well, and ask if he can speak common.
Little.
Charisma 13.
Sure.
Little.
He says little.
Okay.
You are not first visitors we pluck out of ocean that speak language and claim to be from a much bigger island to south. So, please excuse if my words not necessarily make full sense, but I will try.
Did you pull us out of the ocean and bandage our wounds?
Hey. Says.
Have you seen a goblin that also looks kind of like a drowned? I don't know how to explain
drowned.
Bobo.
The shark person.
Like water?
Like a shark person.
Like a goblin that now looks like he probably lives in water.
No.
Like he's got fins and gills.
What was the name of the people, y'all? Started with an S, right?
Shanti.
Is that it?
Listen, most of my notes are about mushrooms.
Nice. Hey, what's important, right? That's what we take. Well, we'll just chalk it up to your head. Seemingly, injury might have not allowed you to.
Sea spawn.
Yeah.
Sea spawn is what the goblin was. That's not the name of your ship.
No, I was asking if
The
you
Intrepid.
Yeah, have you seen the
The
Intrepid?
mystery
or,
of the Intrepid. The
or
Intrepid
Bobo?
was the ship you guys went on, and you found all the sea spawn.
Oh, that's right. That's
that was
right.
the one that disappeared.
But Bobo was like half goblin, half sea spawn now.
He's full sea spawn, just looks like a goblin.
So
Yeah.
he's a sea spawn. So I'm asking if he knows if he's seen Bobo.
No.
Damn.
Oh.
Where are we?
Aquatic
Psychedelic mushrooms.
water goblin? No, we have not seen water goblin. No.
So, how many people did you pull from our ship?
We have you.
I understand. How many ships have you pulled from since we've been here?
None. You
Oh, so just
first
us.
visitors
Okay.
we have in a year.
Where's
Oh,
the ship
wow.
headed to?
Where
I
is
don't
you?
know. Where were you headed?
Now, where is this ship that
don't-
we're on now headed?
We're not on
You
a
are
ship.
not
We're on an island.
ship. You are in Master's castle.
Okay. Do you know how we got here?
Do you know how we ended up?
Well, they
wounded
they,
like
they
this?
pulled us from the ship,
You
guys. So
were on beach
oh,
amidst
what's that shipwreck? or
Wood.
something?
strange wood. Wood like trees, not like bamboo. Bamboo better.
So, I take it we were the only survivors.
How far are we from Spire Island?
Spire Island. I do not know. No. What names are you?
Rose?
Cylindria.
Hi, I'm Samuel.
And I'm Robert.
Urkin Saito. And you're pretty sure the way he says it, and based on your knowledge, that it's actually his first name's actually Saito, surname Urkin.
Saito.
Saito.
What is your master's name?
His name is
Cone of Truth.
Yeah.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
He's like kind of thinking it through. It is bazooka. He says
That's a stupid name.
bazooka.
Sounds like a lie, but okay.
Daimyo. It's not. Well, you don't know.
Daimyo?
Yeah. Daimyo. He is the daimyo. He says. You're not sure what that means. You don't even know what that means. It's not a goblin term. Not at least normal goblin.
Alright, so when do we get our stuff?
We take you in front of daimyo.
Okay.
Figure out what it is that you doing. Figure out how we proceed to future.
Hi,
But-
guys.
I am here to help you through how to act and what to do to keep you alive.
Oh, God.
Excuse me, what funny?
She's gonna get us all killed.
What is funny?
Out of character, I feel like you were looking at me like, what are you going to pick up to throw now?
I may have been. You- why? Just why? But speaking of, you guys do see that he has two swords that seem to be crossed at his side. both on his left side. And oddly enough, they seem to be flipped upside down, where you'd expect like a curve, like your scimitar. You know, you go in here. This one actually has the curve that goes down.
So he has to like pull them out.
No, they're at his side in a line, going along from his side. So it's basically perpendicular to his body line, but the scabbard would show they're both sheathed. But the blade, especially the longer one, so it seems to be a short sword and potentially like what looks to be a long sword. It's like a halfway point between like a long sword and a scimitar. If you had to guess, although you don't see the blade. I am Regent. What were you doing?
Our memory's a little foggy. Do we remember anything now? Can I like roll to see? No?
Yeah, you try as you might. All you remember is getting back, freeing the dragon, and then finding basically a way to sort of revive it, and then that's about all you remember. Maybe getting back onto the boat.
I feel like
it's
I
all
probably
super
assumed
hazy.
that I use mushrooms.
This is probably your fault. I bet you spiked us all with mushrooms.
Listen, the only person I would have spiked with mushrooms would have been Bobo. I would have kept all of them for myself.
You did not have to do that because Bobo was totally willing to take the mushrooms.
I know. I made a promise to him that I would give him some. It's one of the only notes I have.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
We don't remember anything.
Nothing.
Dragon.
Where are
have you
you
seen a
from?
dragon?
Dragon. And you can tell he's trying to like translate. He might not seem to recognize. No. No. I'm not. No, this word.
In the distance, there's a hawk in the background. Oh. Thurgamont. Never mind. I can't pronounce the word. I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
Ask
You're going to pronounce it in Goblin?
No, I can't pronounce it in English. Whatever the hell it is.
Can I look at it?
Thurgamontry.
What is this?
Cleric.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
That's it.
Thaumaturgy.
That is a weird word.
It is.
Maybe they have a way they can help us remember. Oh man, see if they found any of your mushrooms.
So
mushroom metal.
Yeah, maybe those will help us remember.
you come at difficult time for Hurricane Clan. We are at war. We call them with the Tokage.
The what?
Tokage.
Can you spell that?
They
for me?
look like little lizard men.
Can you spell Takage for me?
He spells it, and you don't recognize the letters, or however the hell he's saying.
For
He
my
says a series
notes,
of
I
them.
would like to know how it's
Oh,
spelled.
Aaron. Yes, Tokage.
Oh, I'll put GI. Okay.
Okay.
My brain didn't even
Kage.
try to guess. So
Okay. All right.
Kage.
All right. So, is there anything we can do to help them? We help them. They help us get our memories back. Is that possible? Can they do that? Can I do that?
We have some ways to heal, and we have some magics, but our ways tend to be much more interested in physical perfection. We are seeking enlightenment through philosophy and through effectiveness in the usage of our tools. And he pats his swords. We have some ability to spells, but we are not as adept as we've heard your kind are. We have not created ships for the sky as you have. He kind of looks at you.
Wait, when are we going on a sky ship?
As soon as you build us one.
No, I said, when did we get on a sky ship?
You've seen them around, but you've never been on one.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Shit. Alright. Okay.
So, our culture here on Zippo Island is all about respect. So,
You hear that?
if no respect, be quiet. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
See? Yes.
Okay, he takes a deep breath in, almost nervously. We go see the daimyo. You follow me. I will tell you when you are to all fan out. Do you have someone you wish to be speaker for a group?
You don't want to
You.
speak their language. Oh God, no.
Wait, no.
I mean, I can if you want me to be.
I can kill us all if you
Yeah.
No.
Well, he speaks the language,
I speak the language, so I will try my best.
and he has to call him truth.
Well, the common truth is probably over with.
It will be interesting that you speak close to our language.
Yeah.
But we need to decide, like,
Yeah. What are we doing?
yeah. So I say we help them. He said they're at war with these lizard people.
I say we figure out what the war is, and if this is the side of the war we
It's
want to be
lizards.
on.
No, we want no. You don't want to be on the lizard side.
Yeah, we're always on.
You're cold blooded.
Man, what's your hate
Prejudice
against
is
lizards?
just against the lizards. Jesus.
Well, first of all, it was the lizards who found us, and these people found us. They have been
They did take
taking
care of us.
us.
Okay. With their island that's named after a lighter, which was what I
And
was
they are
doing.
clearly much more sophisticated than Bobo. All right,
That's a very low bar.
but still,
True.
like they're trying. And respect is an issue. Respect. I mean, that's a good issue to have. Like, I mean, that's very commendable. You are killing. She's gonna get us all killed.
I didn't do anything but look for a rock. I didn't even try to throw it.
Off the bat.
I left
You're looking
it.
for
It's
somebody
still sitting
to
there. The incense container is still right there.
It's still right there because I haven't grabbed it.
Yeah. True.
Okay.
But I'm saying it's like calling to you.
All right. So you're saying we get more information first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hit it right between the eyes. You can escape. No? Okay. Bad incense container. Bad. All right. He takes, kind of looks down at Akini, nods, and she's kind of looking down, and she bows, and then kind of scoots around on her knees, and then makes way, sitting upright, and just looking straight ahead at the opposite wall, which you would probably pass through if you're going to walk and follow him down what appears to be a very small wall. Like a very small hallway built for a small person. So for you guys, normal size, you have to kind of like scrunch down just to get around. You're fine. You're like, this isn't really actually, I mean, it's kind of tight than I'm used to, but right about my size. So he just walks out. Follow, he says.
Let's go.
All right, let's roll.
All right. So he takes you basically into a larger room, and there's two sets of stairwells that go up in kind of a heavier wood. So this is definitely a much thicker gauge of wood, not the bamboo that you had seen in some of the walls. And standing kind of at each corner, you see what appears to be a soldier in fairly similar attire, fairly similar armor with the two swords, but they also have what appears to be a spear with three prongs.
Like a trident?
Kind of.
Okay.
More spear, but definitely like a spear trident. Almost could be hybrid. And they're each standing in a corner at attention facing the center of the room, so they're all kind of facing kind of across to each other, if you will. and they don't move at all. If you didn't see their skin and see maybe the slight hint of them breathing, you wouldn't be able to tell that they weren't fake. So he continues up the stairs, and it's actually kind of through 2 flights of stairs that you go up until before you is a door, and then this one appears to have a much more ornate pattern, not unlike the tapestry that you had seen on the one wall that you guys had. But this one appears to be 2 kind of almost hybrids between like snakes and dragons. So it's not the dragons you guys are used to, but they don't have wings, but they have kind of the scaly,
serpent dragon.
Yeah, look very much. If you're familiar with Eastern style dragons, that's what they look like. And there's one that looks to be yellow, and one that looks to be kind of a brownish metallic color. And the doors open as if automatically, but you realize there's 2 attendants that slide each one. And down a hallway, you see much more heavily armored goblin soldiers that have some sort of strange kind of spiked club. Each one of them, they're kind of massive weapons even for them. And then at the end, on the top, you see what looks to be a skull. And on top of this massive, even for you guys, for your standards, a massive skull, and at the top you see, looks to be a goblin.
Oh, he's adorable. With his little fan. Is it a skull that we can recognize as being from a certain type of creature?
So go ahead and put yourself behind him.
I've made up so many different characters, I forget which one I'm playing.
Are goblins bigger than me?
Remember,
Not by much.
guys, we don't have our stuff.
All right.
That's right, we don't have our stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was directed at me.
No, I'm just well, I am trying to let you know. Don't go get stuff popping, alright? Because we ain't got nothing.
So basically I got like a 12 armor class, so yeah, don't be starting nothing, there won't be nothing.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but they're just goblins.
I mean, that don't mean nothing.
Well, also, we're not trying to get into a fight. You keep telling me not to get into a fight. Are you anticipating a fight?
Well, yeah, because look, what I've learned from the last game is that I'm too trusting, so I gotta stop being like that, because Bobo took the fall for all of us. It was my fault.
I mean,
All right.
I got him out of the thing.
Yeah, and he survived, but I fucked him up. And I'm upset about that. I'm sad.
To be fair, he fucked himself up a lot before we did that.
And he did make the choice to jump in because his patience was just run out.
True, but still, I feel responsible.
He set himself on fire. That was not your fault.
I know, but
That is Santo in front of us.
Yes.
Okay.
So he definitely steps forward and he says, "Do as I do," under his breath. Takes one step forward and a very deep and over-exaggerated bow. And then he takes another 2 step forward and then motions for you to come up.
I'll take a very deep bow
Okay?
and take 2 steps forward.
All right.
Same.
All right. I'm going to give you guys advantage on a diplomacy check or persuasion check or intimidation or deception, depending on how you want to do. Your zone of truth is ending.
It's
Yeah.
done, and it doesn't
Okay.
travel with me.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we able to
What
do?
am I doing for?
Only so when I call for it, just remember that you'll have advantage on one of those checks, depending on what you decide to do.
Which checks?
It would be persuasion, intimidation, or deception.
Of course.
Perception?
Deception.
Deception.
Okay.
I got a 2 on all those.
I got a 1 on all those. But
Oh
okay.
boy. So with that, he does a very ornate, and it's hard to kind of keep track of, even with you speaking Goblin, but he appears to be going through lineage. And in a way, he's now kind of facing. I'll have you guys go ahead and take 5 foot steps up. Actually, we'll go 10 feet. And then he's going to step off to the side here. So you guys can all get in a line. Well, here, let's go over here, and then you guys can put yourselves like here. That's fine right there.
That little circle thing didn't make it.
There you go.
All right. And with
Why are you
that,
behind us?
I'm a cleric.
Oh, okay.
you guys need to
I'm
be in
just
the line.
asking.
You guys need
Yeah.
to be in the line.
You're behind the short one though.
Right?
Like I'm not kind of short.
He's gonna use you as a shield. Okay.
I'm
All
a
right.
rogue.
So, yeah, and this skull that he's on top of, you guys can give me a history check on that as well.
20.
16.
Plus whatever.
5.
23.
Based on the humanoid features, the thickness of the cranium, you are guessing that this is some kind of giant, like legitimate giant head.
Whoa.
And based on what you're probably seeing, you're not thinking it's a stone giant or a hill giant. It looks to be, could be a fire giant, frost giant, maybe a little too elongated to be a fire giant even, and probably too small to be the storm giant. So you're thinking cloud giant or frost giant.
No hill giant option?
No,
Right.
not a hill giant. It's not rounded enough. It's not sloped forehead enough.
Okay.
But it's definitely that skull, and for him, it's pretty big, right? So it's a medium object, but to him, it's even bigger. He is dressed up in full regalia, much more fancy even than Saito. And after Saito's done, you guys each hear your names that he says as he motions to each one of you. And then after that, he faces the daimyo and says, Daimyo Uriken, these foreigners are before you now to discuss what it is that they are doing in our lands. And with that, he kind of nods and then looks over. If you need, I can translate for you.
Nice.
Or you may speak if you wish. If you wish, it could be disastrous or it could be of great interest. I leave that decision to you. But he has told me that I am to translate.
We'll let him translate.
Okay?
But maybe
You
keep
hear
an
him
eye on
speak.
it in case he's translating it
Yeah.
incorrectly.
Yeah, and you can listen for it.
Yeah.
So you hear the daimyo speak in a very almost over-exaggeratedly deep voice for even a goblin. And he says it, and you kind of hear Saito turn around, and for what he says, Saito is going to be exact in his, in as much as he can, despite his limitations for common. He will relay basically what you understand, and maybe even a little bit more, since he has that direct, dialect down. Daimyo wishes to ask you where you are from.
Oh God, do you remember the name of the place?
I don't think I've ever. Listen, I'm from the Intrepid.
No, we're not from the Intrepid. Remember, that's the ship we went to go see
Except
about.
for that's where I was at when I met y'all.
Right, but
I
it was
lived on the ship.
that wasn't the name of our ship. That's the ship we were looking
Oh,
for.
yeah.
We're from Frandolin. If I remember that correctly. That's where we ended up first.
I don't remember the name of the place. And
I'm
then-
not.
Mindville?
I would like to
Give me an
ans-
intelligence check.
I would like to answer him correctly. I just don't know the correct answer.
That's fair.
Ooh. What is?
I got a 19 plus whatever the.
Okay.
I got a.
Pineville's the name of the town that you guys were going. The dwarves haven't necessarily named the island that's new and that you guys are exploring, the huge island. Obviously, it's not this island, or you don't think so. I guess you could be on the opposite end of it, but you would think that would be much colder than what you're feeling now. But you are inside. And the name of the ship was the Hearthstone.
The Hearthstone.
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 And yeah, you are. You guys are all each from different areas, but that's what you remember. So Pineville would be the name of the town that you guys are most recently.
Pineville.
Pineville.
Pineville. Am I from the same place?
She's like, damn.
Born and raised there.
Listen, I don't remember. I've had too many mushrooms.
Last thing I remember was a dragon, and then I woke up here. I don't know.
Well, I don't even know the name of what the dragon is. What?
Fire breathing, flying.
Wings, horns.
How big?
Points at skull under dude.
Bigger than the skull.
They very smart,
I mean, I think
powerful, fly,
Fly.
scaled.
fly. Scale, yes.
Not quite like those. He points to the sliding doors that you guys went through when you saw the two.
They
These
have
have
legs.
wings.
Those and wings.
And legs.
Yeah.
So the separate ones have legs too.
Calls
do
it.
they? I
He
thought they
talks to the dino,
Yeah.
and he says, "I believe they've had
Wow.
interactions with a Ryu." And with that, you see the head kind of cock and the eyes sort of snap to and sharpen, and you hear him say, "Which one?" He says. Please describe coloration. What does this look like?
He's kind of a yellow gold color.
He was in a cave with a bunch of hags.
It was dark though.
If you guys give me
He
a
was-
intelligence check, I will allow you. It will remind you if you roll well enough.
Well, I got an 8.
Nope, it's not good enough.
21!
Yes!
Okay. The 21 is good enough. You're pretty sure it was the color of bronze. So it had a kind of a metallic brownish look. And it had kind of the bluish highlights.
Okay.
Blue, green, aqua, different parts of the wing. And that's an emerald eyes is what you remember.
Can you translate that to him?
Do you relay that to him, or are you going to go, because he's thinking, so you're actually not sure, so you do say that, and you can give me a, I always want to say sense motive, because I'm Pathfinder DM, give me a, which one is it? Insight. Always forget. Give me an insight check.
Of him.
Everybody can.
13.
No.
I got a nat one.
22. Again, that one. No.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
4. Yeah.
He is not, like, as soon as he says yellow, you see Saito visibly kind of like his eyes get a little wide and he looks around, unable to keep his composure for a split second, and then goes back into it. So he's, it was almost like an oh shit, like uh-oh.
They kill
Like,
our dragon.
it was not a positive reaction at all. It was a very negative. For a split second, it broke through as he said yellow.
Okay.
So yes, that is. What do you guys say? Anything else? Are you allies with this yellow dragon?
Yes. Right? We
Well-
were going to save it, right?
We were gonna save it, but we didn't even really get to it, though. Did we?
I mean,
I hand waved and said you guys did, and that's
Yeah.
that's how
So-
we ended. It was sort of a
so yeah, so like we saved the dragon, and then we wake up shipwrecked on this, right?
But we also don't. We
All right, can we remember stuff now? Can we roll to see
we
if we remember
haven't
stuff?
communicated with the dragon enough to have a solid relationship with it.
Hold on, girl. Hold on.
Well,
Actually, I think I can.
all right. I will say there is an
We
underlying
dated-
problem
we
with
dated
this
once,
whole
but we
part of
don't
the
know each other.
conversation, but
Okay.
that's the only hint I will give you. You may want to correct.
Bronze versus gold.
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
What was the hint again?
There's something wrong with the conversation. We
Yeah.
were saying it was a yellow dragon, but yellow isn't necessarily bronze because bronze is
Right.
more of a brown.
So maybe
that's
we-
not the problem, or that is the problem.
I'm not going to tell you, but you
Right.
are
You just
correct.
nodded at me.
I'm saying that you are factually correct. Bronze is not yellow.
Okay.
All right.
Bronze
so,
is more brown with
Okay.
like and it's strongly metallic highlights
Yeah.
with, like I mentioned before.
bluish green.
So I feel like we
Okay.
need to express
Quiet.
that it is a bronze dragon with
Right.
some yellow features.
With the emerald eyes.
With emerald eyes.
Yeah, no yellow features. Just bronze
Oh, yeah.
with bluish green. So yeah. So we tell them which dragon it is.
Perhaps this is my lack of knowledge in the language. So, brown, not. Sayo Dayata, he says, and then you see one of there's apparently another smaller goblin that stands up, immediately bows and runs out of the room. And you see like Bazooka has this, massive, what looks to be a full-on face mask, but you can see a little crack of like a smile, like what the hell's going on? And Saito says two other words as this littler goblin is running out. The goblin comes back, and before you, he places what appears to be a bar and a gem, a small gem. The bar is a bronze bar. The gem is a topaz. Which one or none? Which one dragon look like?
The bronze, because their eyes were not topaz, they were emerald.
Right.
He says, and he looks over and nods, and then kind of looks at you like, "Are you guys telling me the truth now? What's going on?"
We just woke up. We still
We still don't have our
forgetful.
memories.
He turns to face just his head turns to face the daimyo,
Have that effect on
and
people.
you hear him say, "It sounds like they've met the benevolent." And the daimyo kind of looks interested and sits forward in his seat. Yes. Well, then have them describe him more. And he continues with what you guys just described, and he seems very interested. We have not seen Ji Fukai in some time. Interesting. Is this true? He says, looks to you, Saito looks to you guys now. Please forgive, but I must ensure you all are telling the truth about this, and this is not a lie.
Okay.
Okay.
You are telling the truth?
Yes.
He turns around and he says, I believe them. I do not think they are lying. How can you be sure, he says to this person. And there's a little bit of like familiarity with the way and the tense that he's kind of using with Saito. That is distinctively goblin. I think they are telling the truth. I will vouch for them. You have to be sure, my son, if they are lying, you will be punished, he says. He lets slip. He bows, he nods his head.
You hear thunder in the background.
He looks back and he kind of breathes in uneasily. Saito does. Well, this is a good omen, I would say. Well, what are their goals? The daimyo says, and Saito is still looking at you guys. He asks what your goals are. What is it that you wish?
Well, we
To
would
obtain.
like our stuff back.
He translates that. Sato, I guess I.
Okay.
Because y'all have done us the service of healing us, we could negotiate helping y'all out, since
Wait,
y'all
wait,
have
wait,
clearly
wait.
just helped us.
Do we want to find the dragon? Because we had found it and we freed it, right? Don't we want to
As far as you
find our
remember.
dragon?
We can help refund the dragon.
Very nice of you, but let's start with equipment. He looks back and says, they would like their equipment first and foremost. They appear to be very systematic in their approach to life. And the daimyo kind of nods as if in full agreement. Well then, I would like to test them. I would like a poem from each of them, he says. And you're kind of like, poem? Like, you're not even sure, like, that's a word in Goblin, but apparently it is, since you picked it up. I would like to have a window into their souls. Or rather, have you have a window into their souls, since you have spoken for them, before knowing them too well. I have a feeling, Father, you always tell me. I know. And I am very interested to see what they can come up with. Instruct them in our ways. It will not take long. I can wait, he says. And then Saito kind of looks kind of askew and then looks back at you guys. Daimyo has tasked you with each of you creating a poem. It will be in your language, and it is, we consider your mental as well as your physical to be windows into your souls. So, we call this a haiku.
Oh my god.
And he explains that it's five breaks, 5 syllables, 7 syllable.
5, right?
Exactly. You choose the topic. I'm going to give you some time to actually work through it. You can choose whatever you want. Be it, just keep in mind the setting. If you want to be too silly, you're not sure how that will go over. You just don't know. The fact that he came out of nowhere, right? He's like, oh, we're going to do combat, trial by combat or something. But now this leader who's maybe slain a giant is now telling you he wants to hear a poem for you to get your stuff back. So, take a few minutes. Let me know when you're each done.
I've never done a haiku before. I don't know how I can do it. What is it? 5?
5 syllables, or else 5, 7, 5. So it'd be like you're gonna count out the vowels, right? So it's not, yeah. You're gonna count out the more about the vowels, but it's the sounding of it though. So if you do on or, that's 2. On or. If you do fight, it's just 1.
And it's 5, 3,
7,
5, 5, 7, 5.
Mm-hmm. The Ur can have a family haiku, so it is significant for us. We like things simple and straightforward, but the more meaning you can pack into it, the better it will be received. And they start talking amongst themselves. You hear a little bit of laughter. Saito just kind of looks up and seems somewhat annoyed at the situation. Not at you.
5, 7, 5. I'm not sure how well this is going to be taken.
So you have to say it out. So you'd be like, you'd read it out and you're just going to count the number of breaks. So you'd be like, you know, I have a sharp sword. It's 5.
Okay.
You know, that sort of thing.
In the solemn hour, we offer knowledge.
We offer knowledge.
Solemn.
So that's
I think solemn is 2.
solemn.
In this solemn hour,
In this solemn hour. That's 6, actually.
Well, hour,
Hour. I guess it's 1. Hour. Yeah, it's probably 1.
because you can say hour or you can just say hour.
Hour. I'd say 1.
okay,
If it's serves you. Ultimately, it's how you say it, too.
okay.
That's my problem.
Okay.
I mean, trying to make it less chaotic. Trying to be good.
Good?
I hadn't done one of these since
I know, like
Grade
10th grade
Yeah.
English. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. I was gonna give like Bertha this gift and stuff. Like, oh
You
my
can
gosh.
still do that.
Yeah. I love her. She was a great character. And Bobo. Like, I want Bobo to be bored.
Yeah, you just gotta keep them near the water.
so we could pet goldfish.
Yeah.
Just keep a little barrel of water with them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Go soak yourself. All right, how's it coming along?
I think she's done.
You done?
I may or
That's
may
what it's
not
done.
be
You may or may
talking
not
to
be.
Chat GPT about fixing the 2 haikus that I
Oh,
wrote.
okay.
Random.
Babe, that's pretty damn good. I'm super impressed right now. I feel like mine's lame now. Jeez. I do love nature. What? What's wrong? What'd you do?
Got color on myself.
You'll be alright. And it's pink.
Salmon.
Yeah, okay. That's magenta.
It's not pink. It's red. All right. Good.
I think so. I don't know.
All right. That's all right.
I
That's
got
all right.
something on paper.
It's the effort.
They are goblins, so there might be some, a little bit
Yeah, little leeway.
give there.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go with my second one, and I'm not gonna lie and not tell y'all that ChatGPT fixed it for me.
Oh, relying on the.
It just
So
it
I looked
reworded
up.
like two
Now I
things.
looked up just to see if it was 575 or if it was 757. So I'm glad
I used it to let me know that these are actually haikus, and then it also just automatically gave me options for fixing it. So like
Okay.
instead of like at attacking, it's like at those who start a fight is the middle line on one of them. So
Well, let's hear it. So I want to hear each person, and I guess we'll start. Go ahead. So that your character steps forward,
Push me forward.
this one.
and then that's
I'm
him.
gonna do my deep bow again.
Okay. Oh, you see the daimyo. He pulls out his
All
fan,
right, everybody
and
bow.
he's like fanning, and then he's saying they were talking, and now he's like pointing at you as if everybody quiet, and they all turn to face you.
Blessed are we to be. The greatest gift is that of life. Pleased with us, Daimyo be.
Yep. You see the female that's off there. She basically she's doing like this on her thighs, and she's a big smile and makes out a laugh with pleasure. A pleased laugh. Right.
All right. I step forward. And bow.
did you throw something?
It's a little silver trinket. The forest breathes deep within. My path is true. Wisdom whispers low. Nature's magic is with me.
Yeah. Same. I like that too. All right.
Oh boy.
So the more refined version is I like throwing stones at the ones who start a fight when violence calls me.
Because she's
The
a little
daimyo likes that one. The wife,
radish.
not so much.
Yeah.
The daimyo's he goes and he gets a loud laugh and points the fan at you, and nods.
I do have a second one that's more roguish if you would like
Oh.
to hear it.
Yes.
And that is
We love poems. Please.
soft steps in shadow, eyes sharp for enemy fire, help flows where it's missed.
The one on this side that's dressed very much like Saito but seems much younger, he seems to like that one.
Okay, cool.
And he does the. All right. Last but not least. So you step forward.
Step forward,
Yeah.
do the bow, and I say, in this solemn hour we offer knowledge, and be worthy of your kin. Grant strength of mercy.
Very nice.
Saito likes that one. The others do too. I mean, they're all in a things, and the daimyo stops and he kind of looks around, and then with a loud exclamation, he says, "I like them a lot. Give them their stuff. Tell them they are guests."
Yeah.
Nice.
And with that, you see people, kind of appear out of the shadows and run off into some unknown place, and after a few minutes return with all of your gear. In the meantime, though, you see Saito takes a bow, and he says that they have offered to help us. And you get this. And the daimyo kind of looks, oh, well, how might they be of assistance to us? They mentioned being able to find the dragon, but I think with our current issue with the Bakemono, perhaps we could utilize a neutral party to assist us. And you see the daimyo takes us a thought. The woman at his side, she's the one that's the red goblin. She kind of looks up and says pretty loudly and with a lot of confidence, she's like, "I think our son has a point. I think that we could use a neutral setting. They seem very diplomatic. would be able to seem like they might be able to defend themselves as well if things go south. Perhaps this is a good use of our newfound guests, if they so choose to accept. And for his part, the daimyo takes it over, exaggerated, stroke of the chin as he's thinking up, his eyes up in the sky. Very well, let's send them there. I wonder if their magics and their abilities with nature might be able to help us find the murderer as well. And the other one on the side says, I've been working on it, Father, but I have not been able to find them. So as far as you can tell, these two, the two ones that are kind of in the same kind of getup, those are both sons of the daimyo. I know, but I wonder if they have been sent by Jihi Fukai to assist us in this. I think this is a good omen. Yes, this will be our course of action. Please inform them. But make sure that they know if they don't wish to assist us in this way, they are welcome to not. I do not want to force this issue. These are our problems. He says, and you see Saito bows and turns to you guys. Daimyo wishes to see if you all would be willing to assist the Uriken clan with a task. We're an ancient ally of ours has since had relations sour. We wonder if you might be able to assist us with at least speaking to them so we can understand what's happening and why. There's talk that perhaps maybe it's the Tokage that have poisoned their ears, bend them against our will, but it is saddened my father that one of his chief bodyguards passed away last year, and since then the Bakemono clan have become more and more aggressive towards our people.
Are the Bakemono clan goblins as well?
No, and he kind of looks at like as if he thinks of something, and he goes over to one of the tapestries, because like in this room there's a number of them, and he goes over and he motions for you. He said, you can break now, you can come and walk around freely, just please don't approach the daimyo on the skull. And he points to it, and in this massive war picture, it looks like there's giants on one side, and they appear to have frost weapons and large beards and strange torn helmets, lots of different kind of strange looking axes. And then on the other side you see a series of what look to be goblins headed up by a specific goblin with a curved spear. Looks very much like what the daimyo now is wearing and has at his side propped up against the skull. And then behind him are ranks and file of goblins similarly dressed to the guards that you're seeing. And then next to them you see very large figures that appear to have like tattoos in their skin and massive weapons, and they appear as if they're like ogre size, so they're like 3 times the size, each one of them, huge, and going into full war against what appears to be giants.
Okay.
So it's the ogres that are the Bakemono?
Yes, ogres. Could not remember the name, Saito says. They are a war culture that's offshoot of ours. They value honor, they value lethality. But lately it seems that none of that has mattered to some of their ilk. I would anticipate that there may be some combat, so I may come with you along with some of my soldiers if you do not want to necessarily put you at risk, but it sounds like you can handle yourself in a fight. And based on the severity of your wounds, what they should have been, I believe that you can take hits.
Of course.
Yes.
Cool.
Let's get dangerous.
Okay. I'm in.
Yes?
Anybody out? I'm in.
The daimyo will bestow you with an additional gift, as is our custom, should you do this for us.
I'm not good at fighting, but I can lend a hand. I get people to help me.
How do you take off your hand? That's your hand. Huh. He points over. Like some people kind of come over to look. So yeah, they all your stuff is returned to you, like I said, and you guys are allowed to kind of mingle, to ask questions, do whatever you want.
Got my babies
Saito is
back.
there; he'll be with you as much as you'd like. But yeah, you guys have free reign.
Hey, Saito. What creature is that big old skull from above Damio?
Is that one of the frost
Yes.
giants?
I bet. Yeah.
So, our history goes back quite a way. Our ancestors, specifically 9 generations ago, perhaps more, we used to be soldiers for a race of evil, huge monstrosities that looked very much like humans but much larger. They were bent on conquest, found us originally on our islands and took our men and women away that were of fighting age and formed us into a proper army while allowing us to keep very small slivers of who we were. Well, over time, we had formed ourselves into weapons, but always kept more of our culture than they would like. Eventually, they tried to force us into our weapon mold as opposed to allowing us to be who we were. So, we rose up along with other slave races and other goblin tribes, and ultimately were able to behead their leader, whose head you see there. And were able to drive them back to a great ice fortress and made it so that their ships were made inoperable and sailed and found the islands you see now, the Zippo Islands. Urakin is the daimyo, the head of the islands and the different clans here, but there are 4 clans. One of the clans has recently gone silent. We fear it has been destroyed by the Togaki. This is why we wish to make sure our allies are at hand and ready should we get threatened once more. We do not believe the Togaki are aligned in any way with the giants of old. We think they are aligned with the Ryu-Aki, who is... and as he says that, you see some of the others kind of look at him like, you shouldn't be saying the name kind of thing. Like, you see people like not very happy with it. That is an evil dragon, yellow in color. That is in stark contrast and in deadly opposition to Jihi Fukai, who is the bronze one. We've had, throughout the generations, multiple interactions with Jihi Fukai, but has gone. We have not made our annual contact with him.
So is he like a god to y'all?
Spirit that represents our ancestors.
Okay.
Might as well be with power, but no, not God, just powerful, a walking spirit. very honored.
Well, I hope it's okay. The dragon.
But Ryu Aki, the yellow looks more like this gem. He is fascinated with death. And we've seen his hand and likeness in the Tokage. Tokage have recently been spotted on our shores, and random patrols have been dealt with. But we fear that they might be coming from a different island and under the guidance of Ryu Aki. So that is where we're at. Make things worse, we believe there is a murderer amongst us. It has been killing, started in one of the other families, one of the other clans, and we've noticed some of our members have gone missing. Their bodies destroyed, faces warped into horrible visages prior to death. We've had 3 of these so far. Perhaps we can talk about this once you have proven yourself with the Bakemono.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright? And so you guys get to actually go outside. The air is very brisk, and you can see this castle, which is almost a pagoda-like castle, very situated on the crest of a hill, surrounded by pine trees, and then there's a whole grove of what appears to be bamboo down below in one of the ravines. And there definitely seems to be a sprawling village down below as you head like in between the castle and the bamboo forest. And you can see what appears to be the hustle and bustle of Goblin Village, although not quite the same, in that it's a very ordered, the buildings are all very uniform, the streets are very clean and straight. There's no fights that you can see immediately breaking out, nothing exploding. It seems like they have some agriculture on one side. They have some what appears to be goats that some of them are herding, and then other things. And you can see some smoke coming from what clearly is a blacksmith.
How are they going to react to seeing us?
You don't know, but Saito is with you.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
You don't know?
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys are standing there. The air is very brisk. He puts on kind of this, what looks like this thatched and very fluffy white fur cloak, and kind of situates it with a strange hat that he wears, and looks at you guys with his armor still underneath and full weapons. Kind of nods and, ready? Or did you want to do anything with the city? I can guide you around.
Y'all want to check out the city real quick? You want to see if they got some mushrooms?
I was actually looking at my healing potions because I think I only have 1. I was wondering if maybe we needed to get some in case of combat.
We do have very skilled herbalists we could provide access to through trade. I'll show you.
Let's do that.
Okay. So he goes down, takes you into the city, and as he's approaching, you see all those villagers. As he gets closer to them, they run off to the side, immediately do an about face and bow deeply as he walks by, and then as by default you guys walk by. For his part, this seems to be normal for him. He doesn't have any kind of reaction or other thing, and he just walks by, goes to a very specific building that you see a whole bunch of setups, almost like a bazaar, where this person has a ton of different plants, all different kinds of plants and roots, berries. They're all arranged out and about, and you can see a series of different kinds of incenses, and with strange characters associated with them and like the markings. And you see an elderly goblin with full white beard comes out, looking at you, takes a deep bow. Master Saito, Pleasure to see you, he says, in broken common, actually. Yes, herbalist, we'd like to see your wares. Master Erkin would like to have you grant these visitors one of your potions, and then they might offer to barter for anything else they might want. But the daimyo demands that they be provided with one of your healing tonics. Of course, Master Saito, he says, and he goes over to a box, lifts it up, and he pulls out a couple of looks like it's bamboo made with a bamboo stalk, and he hands you, so they're not glass, he hands you these little what look like little tubes. Drink these and they will heal your wounds somewhat.
Is it still the 2d4 plus 2?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just
Just
gonna
a different,
put it.
just a different container.
Cool.
Yeah.
Out of character, I have a question.
Yes.
Before we left last time, I asked you what all mushrooms there were because I wanted to get some.
Yes.
Do I still have any mushrooms?
Yeah, you do.
Do I
Although they're
just
really
have this-
soaked and.
But do
They're
I
there.
just have the psychedelic mushrooms, or do I have any more?
You have the psychedelic mushrooms and one that appears to be a poison.
Okay, cool.
Pretty deadly poison, actually.
Oh, yeah, we might need that.
Would you have like a potion of water breathing?
Yes, I do, he says.
Could I-
Yes, the kami have blessed me with magics that associate with the water. That is one of those that I would be willing to barter if you have something in trade.
Got 10 gold pieces.
He looks at the gold. He says that it will be by weight. I think it should be more like 50. He looks at Saito, and Saito's like kind of just watching him, and then he's like, "Is that okay?" And then looking back at you.
Well, I will assume I have more than 50 gold pieces. And
Yeah, you go
pay
ahead and write
50.
it. One potion of water breathing.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else I can do for you?
What about one of those? What? Come on, tell me.
No, go ahead. You can go
No,
first.
tell me.
I was gonna see if I could get a slingshot with some stones. I don't think that would be with him though.
No.
Okay.
He does. He does seem to have a way to create smoke. So he could create something that excessively smokes for you, should you need it. That he does have. He also has things that you can launch, and they're designed to break open. They appear to have some form of acid inside.
I want that.
Okay. He's fine. He'll take, maybe 5 gold pieces per weight. Weight worth.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Can I get the? Do they each
Or
have their
each
own apparatus to throw the thing, or I just have to throw it?
No, it's just thrown. Looks like a thrown weapon, but you could probably launch it from a slingshot. It's small enough to do that. Be a
Can
little
I-
awkward, but you could do it.
Can I get 5 of them and then look around town to get a slingshot? Okay. So I'm gonna just put 5 smoke bombs
The smoke or the acid?
or acid.
You're doing the acid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you might as well go ahead and get both.
Yeah. Can I get 5 of each?
He'll be able to provide 2 of the smoke things.
Okay.
So 5
Okay,
acid,
so-
2 smoke.
5 acid, 2 smoke.
Mm-hmm. We'll call them missiles. They're canned darts, but big ones. But you
And-
could probably launch them from a...
And then I would like to get a slingshot at some point.
Saito doesn't exactly know where you could get that one, but he does know they do have a bamboo worker and a wood worker. They're separate. He thinks bamboo is probably the way to go. So he'll take you there next, unless there's something else
Yeah.
you guys want to do while you're
What
here.
were you gonna say?
I mean, I want a slingshot too. Yeah,
Do you want some missiles as well?
He has other things that might be able to be used to.
Okay, yeah,
throw
what else he
weapons. So he has one that looks like it's a delivery system for for medicine needs to be injected, but also potentially in your mind might be useful for poison and injected poison.
Okay.
He has. It looks like something that launches the herbs that you guys had that you were bound with. So it seems to be a healing missile. If that makes any kind of sense.
Okay.
So something you might be able to launch that does, that might apply some slightly magical healing.
Okay.
in
How
the
many
distance.
of those?
He has 2 of those.
Okay, so I'll take 2 of those.
Okay. And then the other thing he has is a material that basically combusts with oxygen, but he tells you that this is a very you have to handle this very carefully.
Okay, no,
If
that
you
sounds
open
dangerous.
it will burn, regardless. It does not care that you are its owner.
Okay.
It does not
Yeah.
have any mind or soul.
Fair enough.
It does what it does.
Okay.
That's about it. I mean, he has all kinds of, like, if you need a healer's kit, if you need, any of that stuff, he has it. Alchemist kit, he has, and anything that's under the alchemy section of the player's handbook, he has.
Okay.
Except you bought out the acid, so he doesn't have the acid. But everything else.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
How am I doing on money?
You get what you want. I'm just telling you because it's a one shot, so it's fine. As long as you're not buying portable weapons,
Can I
brilliance, you're fine.
Can I get a 3rd healing potion?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Could I get a potion of gaseous form?
That's a 3. We're gonna pretend that's a 3.
He
It's the worst looking 3 I've ever written down.
It'll clear you out with whatever money you did have.
Okay.
For what?
Potion of gaseous form.
Oh.
But you can for this session, yes.
There's a lot I didn't
The
ask
fancy-
for. If you,
fancy
if you
potions.
wanna know.
No, that's fine. But that's what he does. He says it
Actually,
will
that'll-
be.
Is it like
That'll be the way it is.
goes up and then
Between that and
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we.
I
and
think
the
we just
deal you
pulled
got,
that.
clearly a deal for your previous spell. The water breathing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So
That's neat.
you guys will be brought to the bamboo. Who could he's kind of confused, doesn't really quite get what you're saying, but you kind of walk him through the process, and he's able to sort of figure it out. And we'll say for all purposes, normally it probably take a day or 2 to try and figure out how to get like the band. But they can just use the material from like bow, and they do make bows, so you can use that. So you'll have your own sling. All right, both of you can have that.
I would also like to just collect like 5 rocks.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow that. Don't worry about it. Just get 5 bullets. And then you guys exit town.
Question for Aaron.
Yes.
Can you upgrade weapons in the game?
So you can make them magical. So there are ways to do that. So you can imbue them with magic and create magic items out of weapons. Normally you make them like from the materials into magical weapons, but I'll say like if it's you can actually upgrade weapons that way. And if they're already magic, you can make them more magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I had a magical battle axe that I got.
Okay.
It's my only magical weapon.
So you guys head down and continue heading down into the bamboo forest.
All right.
And so you do, this is a clearly traveled path, lot by foot. In fact, you pass some traveling goblins with what appears to be huge packs on their backs. And they seem to be going to some other unknown village or town somewhere in the distance. It doesn't take long though for you guys to, so maybe after an hour of walking pretty briskly, you get to the point where there is a few branches off and you're following a very particular path that becomes less and less populated. and then finally you get to the point where the path, it breaks off, and abruptly in the surrounding the path are a series of goblin heads that have all been removed, with what appears to be a single cut, and all of them placed on bamboo pikes, lining probably about 20 of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty close to home.
And for his part, you see Saito just doesn't seem phased. He's like, "This is the new reality," he says, and he's like, "You ready?"
We're ready.
Let's
Do this.
see this. How this diplomacy is going to work. All right. He walks off and makes off into this path. The path is much wider, or widens pretty quickly into even bigger than what you guys had been traveling down, which was almost claustrophobic with how thick some of the parts of the bamboo forest were. Here, it seems like it's more in patches, but it's definitely large footprints that you can see in some mudded parts, with sprawled toes, and but no ogres or other creatures in sight at the moment. All of you hear the sounds of birds and whatnot chirping away, and it seems very lively, other than a brisk cold air and no other life forms other than you guys. For his part, Saito seems to be just keeping his head in a swivel, slowly shifting his head, looking around this way and that as he's kind of taking point for you all. And he says, I think it would be better if I not come with you. But if you wish for me to come, I will do so. But I fear it may hinder any
Diplomacy.
would-be diplomacy that you could do. So what I will say is, their village is up ahead, probably about half hour. I will wait at where the heads are. So whoever their leader is, have them come talk to me once you've softened them up a bit.
Okay.
But be prepared for combat.
Okay.
They are a brutal people even when they were heavy allies of ours. It was not uncommon for the daimyo to have to subjugate their leader as a matter of ritual.
Saito, do you know if they have any weaknesses that we can exploit?
Their intelligence.
Cool.
Frankly. Intelligence, but some of them are very smart. So even that is not necessarily a given. I would say just approach them honestly, but don't show any weakness.
Or aggression.
Aggression, not bad, honestly.
Okay.
I don't
Listen,
know. Or maybe they're changed, and maybe that is our error, and things have changed.
the ogre's culture is honor and lethality. So aggression is not necessarily bad.
Alright.
All right. With that, he'll kind of look over and he'll nod at you all, and he's gonna go, and you see some. You're pretty sure you see some like elk, but you see a glint through the bamboo, kind of where you were, where the heads are, and sitting at the top of the elk, you see what appears to be cavalry that are goblins on top of these elk.
So they're
they have a
basically
sparrow.
riding the elk.
First of all, that's adorable.
And so, again, immaculate. Like the fur is clearly brushed. Everything, they have what appears to be maybe some, jewelry or whatever on some of them. They have like breastplates, but and with the clear colors of the red, gold, and black. And
So the same colors.
So they're clearly Urkin.
Okay.
So they've ridden out, and they have a spare one, which apparently you see as you're kind of traveling, maybe looking behind you, you see Saito petting one in particular, and it seems like there's 2 other of the Royal Guard with him. And then they all look like they're taking off packs and whatnot, and they're setting up a little fire kind of at the base of where this path leads away by the heads.
As my little chaos rogue, I'm gonna say this to you, even though I'm not gonna act on it. Wonder how difficult it would be to joyride an elk.
Something you do once.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So, I mean, that sounds kind of fun.
But also,
I couldn't ride it.
I'm smaller than the goblins. So.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, it's a rideable thing. All right, so, yeah, as you guys are walking, give me perception checks. Oops.
14.
14, huh?
Hey, were we supposed to roll advantage on something?
If things had gone south or you didn't want to
25.
play nicely or attack them, then you would have chosen whether you wanted to do like diplomacy or intimidation, etc. And then that would have been where it comes into rolling. But
Wait, was
in this
that
case,
only for directed at me? Wait.
No, that was directed at all of you.
Bless your heart.
And it was an advantage because you were following their custom as opposed to being like, whatever, I'm not one of you, so I don't want to follow it, and then it's normal. Or if you're insulting, then it becomes disadvantage. But since you were just following everything, you got advantage. Because that's the way that... All right.
21.
For
All right.
perception?
Yes.
Measly 10.
At 14.
Okay.
Also, you got 2 more minis.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they're not there. It doesn't take you long to realize that you are being kind of followed and watched through the bamboo. And
Are those orcs or
they're
giants?
much bigger than orcs.
Are they the giants?
So if you guys want to give me history checks, those of you that rolled over a 20, they're being actually surprisingly stealthy as they're...
Oh, I got that 20!
Nice!
I got a 10.
A strong breeze blows in your guys' face and carries with it a smell of salt water, which reminds you of something that just happened not long ago. You remember Storm, this breeze that hit. It was this calm as you guys were sailing on the Hearthstone, and this breeze was kicking up like there was going to be a storm, and you could tell the captain was concerned. Down below, the dragon was still recuperating, but starting to come to. Conversations were being had below decks, but you guys were trying to brace the sails, get the ship ready. Clearly a squall or some sort of storm was blowing through and going to hit you all hard. That smell is reminding you that you guys were underway. You were heading back to Pineville. Yes, back to Pineville. And it was dark clouds, just massive line, seemingly surrounding your entire horizon. The distant flashes of thunder, despite how far away the clouds were, are even noticeable even from where you are, hinting at the massiveness of the storm. And all of you hear a distant rumble. It's a very, very faint but distant sound of rumbling as a storm is actually coming to meet you in your current location at some point, you would guess. And that is what you remember, based on that strong breeze that just blew through and reminded you. With the 20, as well as the flashback, you are sure these are some kind of ogres. You definitely see, they don't look quite like this. They look a little bit more refined than this. And they have what appears to be sashes. And their sashes appear to be white sashes with what look to be red moons. But the red moons have had yellow hands stomped on, stamped on them. and their weapons
Are they
appear to be
good?
much better than what you'd expect. A, you know, they're not a club. It's not a whatever. Like, it's a huge blade on one and a big curved and snake-like spear that the other one holds. But they have it kind of they're sort of eyeing you at the side and watching you and kind of following you. They're not moving in. They're not moving away. They're fully attentive on you. And as your eyes are, you're trying to like kind of meet or see what they are. It's up to you guys whether you want to try and actually be like, we see you and looking at them, or if you want to be a little bit more discreet about whether you see them or not. That's up to you. Decide now.
All right. Well.
Do you want to let them know you see them, or do you want to kind of like, as they're looking towards you, look away kind of thing?
Well, we already know with the yellow print on their sash, like that's the enemy dragon. So do we want to confront them?
Since I'm naturally stealthy and it says I can hide behind larger creatures and I'm kind of in the middle, can they see me?
You said on either.
Sure.
You said there's bamboo.
Yeah, patches of bamboo. Some of it's pretty thick. So you're kind of like looking at them between that and seeing what I've described to you at different points as it becomes visible.
Are you going to try to hide? Or
Well, I mean, if they
She
can
might
see
be
me
already
anyway.
hidden. You don't know.
Yeah,
They don't. They don't. You can't tell that they're looking at you specifically. They just assume like you can't see that because you know they're looking at you guys through the bamboo just as you're looking at them. So like they're seeing parts and pieces of you, and just kind of keeping an eye on you and following you now.
Can I do either a perception or an investigation to see if they notice me specifically?
You can do a insight check.
Insight?
Yeah, it'll be hard though.
Well, I have 0 to insight, and that's a 6, so...
You have no idea whether they spot you.
Okay.
Yeah,
They are clearly following you.
I want to stare a hole through one of them.
I kind of
Okay.
say we let them know.
Okay.
So we know they're watching us.
So do you stop and do that, or are you going to just keep walking and do that?
Keep
Let's
walking.
keep walking.
Keep walking. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
And do the whole.
Yeah. Well, so they both kind of, as they realize that you see them, they're like stopping and looking at you more intently, and they move in.
Okay.
And you see that, you hear the as they're like swinging weapons
okay.
and kind of coming towards you.
All right,
As they come
guys.
closer, they're going to hear thunder.
Okay. They kind of look up a little bit, but then they look back forward on you, and they sort of
intimidated
move
at all?
forward at a faster gait than you to sort of go and almost intercept, and then they come through to where you can clearly see them, and they can clearly see you. You're looking at them now. You can do another sense motive since conditions have changed to see if they look specifically at you, and I'll give you a reaction to duck behind somebody if you want. But
And
go
I-
ahead and see if they've seen you yet.
7.
You have no idea.
Can I...
So no, you're not hidden.
Not
They're
hidden.
looking at you.
Cool.
So hidden. They're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing good. Get those bad rolls out of the way. So yeah, they're sitting there looking at you. They have huge bladed weapons. They look
they
very
have-
much like this, but they're not purple. They're kind of a pinkish color. And
They
but they
have-
do have glowing kind of runes on them, very much like that. Or not runes, patterns that are tattooed into their side. They look very, if you want to pass that around, that is what they are based off of, model-wise.
Are they considered large?
They are.
Okay.
That's cool. That's heavy.
Yeah, that one's a
Oh, dang.
lead, one of the old models. I'll show you.
Lead.
What's the little
White
thing
metal
next
has
to
lead.
it?
It's painted though.
No,
Don't lick
what's
it.
This little,
Don't eat it. Don't
what's,
lick it.
what's this little dude?
It's all painted. That little dude, he's not there right now. You don't know.
No, I'm just curious.
In it, it
because
was like a baby goblin.
he's adorable.
Yeah, they're like little servants.
I love him.
Yeah.
Oh,
But they have like the mouth, all the, and they have kind of almost tusks. Like their mouth have very, unlike normal ogres that have more like humanoid sort of teeth. I guess they have pointed teeth. These ones are really over exaggeratedly large and spiky. And just everything about them screams tough as they approach you guys swinging their respective weapons. What are you? One of them says and it says so in Goblin, but in that Hurricane.
Is it?
They might not speak our language. You guys are just hearing. And he's hearing this.
Bakamano, take us to your leader.
They kind of look at each other. Are you Hurricane? Says in common. As he kind of gets his sword, and then the other one takes his spear and sets it down, looking at you guys.
Are we?
Like, do we
Well,
want to say
we're not, but we
We're
are here on behalf of them.
Yeah,
We are friends.
So we're here on behalf of the Urkins.
They kind of look at each other. Well, unfortunate for you, I suppose. The one with the sword says.
Which one has
I
a
think we care. The one with the sword is the one with the axe.
Closest to you.
Yeah. Both male in this case. Let's see. We don't want our new leader to be poisoned by Urkin's words. We have our god now, and it's not him. They say, turn around. Maybe we won't eat you. The one with the spear. Yeah, maybe.
That's not gonna fly.
I think we just thought about it.
Who's got some intimidation?
I have a 2, but I'm
don't have
also
intimidation.
2 foot tall.
I have a 1.
Sucks. I'm a -1.
I got
How do you
And I'm the
have
one that wants
minus
to.
1?
I want to talk shit to her right now too.
Me too.
All right. Well, yeah. If you want to talk shit, go for it. You can do an intimidate. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
You gonna do intimidate?
No, I have a -1 intimidate him.
Okay. You're gonna do it? Who's gonna? What do you guys want to do? They're standing there, looking
like-
at you.
I feel like ogres are going to be difficult to intimidate because, like, I know that their wisdom isn't very high, but also, like,
You're physically imposing,
yeah,
and they're
Right.
built on a culture based on intimidation. So there's that too.
lethality. What a shame! I brought you some tea.
Give me a diplomacy check. The persuasion check.
16
Nice.
What kind of tea?
mushroom tea.
Blade. Oh yeah. Good look.
It's very popular in my culture.
All right, little one. Follow us.
Okay.
They look at each other.
You may have just saved all our asses.
So the two kind of hulking ones sort of come around. They head up off the path, and they get to clearly what looks like a makeshift camp. And in the center is a fire pit, and they go ahead and light the fire, and they have a very similar looking tea set to the bowl make that had the incense in it, but larger.
Okay.
Still black, red with gold flecks, and they start the fire, and they kind of motion for you to sit, and they both sit in a very specific way, so that they're facing like kind of the pot, but also like you would be 3 parts to like a triangle, if you will, around this fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, you had a 16 for your persuasion, so you can give me a. How do you want to make the tea? What skill set do you want to use to make the tea?
Ooh, skill set.
Yeah. I'll say it's charisma based. So charisma is going to be your stat, and then you just pick a skill that would be associated. Can I get a couple? Some of them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Ooh. Oh no, that's his dex. Damn. I wanna do it with persuasion.
Okay. So persuasion and intelligence.
Persuasion and
So
intelligence.
it's instead, or no, persuasion is not intelligence. Persuasion and charisma, which is so just roll persuasion.
Okay, so this is gonna be a +2. That's a nat 20.
Give him the psychedelics. Give him the psychedelics.
I'm good at the psychedelics.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure you know
With
you're
your nat
not a
20.
wild card.
As the fire's going, you smell the smell of the fire. You see the boil of the pot, and it sends you into a memory.
Okay.
The boiling of the pot looks like churning of water. As you remember, it's like you were in the midst of a horrifying storm.
Alright.
Horrible storm. The water was sloshing this way and that, erupting all around the ship, spraying you in the face. Lightning was striking everywhere that would literally illuminate the entirety of the boat and the sky, allowing you to just see the depth of how far the huge waves go. And you're seeing what looks to be a fin that breaks through, and they're on deck trying to use a lamp to kind of keep warm, and you're looking over and you see this fin continuing to crest over one of the large waves and come at you, and it's not long before you hear, to arms, defend yourself, and the bell on the ship is going, and as you're looking up, like surprised and be like, oh shit, what's happening? A scaled, almost shark-looking humanoid jumps right in front of you from the water onto deck with a trident and a net. This is for the sisters, it says, and turns around and launches the net on you.
The nose.
It misses. You're able to strike it, but more of them come over. Your whole team is now above deck, fighting with these creatures. And that is what you see. Water comes to a nice boil. You're able to put mushrooms all in. You remember the movements of the attendant that you first saw, the very exaggerated hand shape and how it is, and you're kind of like, maybe they would appreciate that sort of thing. And indeed, they do. It seems to put them right at ease. For whatever they are, they will take a tiny, tiny little cup and sip it with you.
Is that all of my psychedelic mushrooms?
Yes.
Okay. It's fine, I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Dang it.
Well, honored little one, what brings you all here on behalf of the Urakan clan? Say.
We've come to see what the rift between the two are, so that maybe we can find a way to mend it where neither has to.
Die.
Well, I was gonna say, like, neither has to give up something that's important to them. I'm also hoping that the psychedelic mushrooms help us to convince these two that we're chill.
Yes, maybe. I will roll for them to see, but that's not yet because they have to imbue quite a bit more than you would before they really start to feel it.
Yeah, they're mighty big. They're mighty big.
Our histories go way back. We were once slaves, all of us.
So you were part of the 4 slave clans? Or is that different?
Part of the what? Sorry, Aaron missed it.
So earlier we talked about how there were 4 clans. One, it says one was...
No. Goblins have 4 clans
4
now
goblin
on this
clans.
island.
Okay.
Well, 3.
Okay.
We have it on good authority that one has been wiped out.
Do they know who did that? Who wiped them out?
Well, one was silenced by the Tokagi.
Yes, you
Okay.
know of the Togagi. Yes, Togagi are here and amassing. So there's been discussion about how we wish to address this. On the one side, there's we stay with who we've been staying with and maintain our station as brute objects. And on the other, we go with we could be leaders amongst dragonkin. Togake are very much like Hurricane and the other clans. They see us as stupid when the reality is they are themselves stupid.
So is that how you feel about the new regime? Because you said that you have
But
a
we
new
could
leader.
Intimidate them. Our history with the Hurricane has us immediately down below that in stature. I don't know how your cultures work and how your hierarchies work. For us, here on Zippo Island, it's much more regimented and hierarchies are rigidly enforced.
They just want to improve their station.
Yes. And there's no telling whether Ryu Aki, who leads the Tokage, is every bit as evil as we've been led to believe. Fascinated with death, yes, but I don't know. Our leader has seen him. I've seen him. Terrifying in his power. Every bit the match for Jihi Fukai. So here we are, little one, having a wonderful sip of tea with wonderful company. Stuck before a storm.
Starting to kick in.
Decision needs to be made on our end. We've been trying to distance ourselves in the event that we must go a different way than we have historically gone.
Is that for all of your clan or just you two specifically?
No, there's the loss of our previous leader. It's broken off into two main factions. We are on the side of... Side is a strong term for this. We are of the impression that it might be more advantageous to go with the Togaki. Others believe we should remain loyal, if nothing else for honor. While I understand that sentiment, I also do not want our people to be annihilated. Should the Urkin fall and we're allied with them, no one's seen the Jihi in over a year.
We have seen it.
We rescued
I
the
have it
Jihi.
written down where hopefully
They
I
look
can
at each
pronounce
other.
it. We have seen the Jifuki. Jifuki?
We
Jihi
rescued it.
Fukai.
Jifuki? Yeah. We rescued them shortly before the Urkins pulled us out of the water. It was actually in the where we found the Jifuki is where I got these wonderful mushrooms.
Ryu Akai. Aki said that they had killed him. He kind of looks at you discerningly as he takes another sip.
He was trapped, but he was not killed.
Do not
Subdued,
see
but
that
not
they are lying.
death.
The one says to the other one as they both look at you. Right when you're saying that. Well, then the Ryu would be lying. Our legends say he does that.
Ooh.
The Urican legends do, yes. Our legends as well. The other one. Well, I don't know. If you were faced with the prospect of going back into servitude, you are going to spend the lifeblood of your clan in service of an entity that believes itself superior to you, all to fight supposed enemy that they say is evil, or join a larger superior force help them overwhelm and force a new position. Perhaps the right hand of a more powerful being. Curious about what you do, little one. He says, surprisingly intellectually, as he takes another sip. Requests more. A very over-exaggerated bow and request.
I feel like if you are going to go with the person with more power, you are more likely to put more people in the position that you are in, where you feel like you're in servitude, versus if you work with people that are considered lower, you may be able to rise everyone up, as opposed to
Could
pushing
become
other people
fight for
down.
freedom. They can be there. Contingency is, they stay loyal for their freedom, for everyone's freedom.
Go ahead and make your own. You can make a persuasion check with advantage. You can make a regular persuasion check since you're jumping in. No advantage.
Okay.
Can I cast guidance on him?
I had an 18.
I will allow it. Who are you going to cast it on? Which one? You can only cast it on one.
I got an 18.
Okay, a total?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to roll also a d4 because he's casting guidance on you. For their part, they kind of look at you and they're not
20.
Nice.
nice. And then what did you get?
A 5.
Yeah, they're kind of like looking. They kind of ignore you as you
Why
come
are
in.
you-
They're really
why are
hyper
you-
focused on her.
Yeah.
You kind of come in, you say something. They don't really even acknowledge you.
Okay.
He comes in, casts a spell, and they're kind of like they sort of look at you as you're casting a spell, but they don't. They're more interested in the conversation. And it's almost like they may think you're just talking in a different language and touching, like that sort of. They don't recognize the spell or as a threat, or at least they don't react in that way. So with your 20, and actually you still contribute, but it's just not
Right.
specifically you kind of support her as opposed to having your own.
Absolutely, I
Force
support her.
in
She's
here.
doing fantastic. I'm so proud of you right now.
I can be more than just a murder hobo,
Yeah.
okay?
So we'll just put this here so you can see, get a little bit more feel for what's happening here. So it's like this,
That's not looking good.
and you guys are kind of just back here like that.
I'm a little further back.
Oh, that's you.
Well, you had to walk up and touch me, though, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. So you'd have to be here. All right. Okay. So. Well, our current leader is named Jin. He has taken the reins by threatening the old lineage and enforcing the destruction of any goblins who had come through here from Clan Urkin. I think they kind of look at each other and nod. Yes. If you were to challenge him and his group and kill him, his head would serve as a talking piece for your side and empower those that are in favor of joining the Urkin.
I greatly appreciate your conversation and you sitting down and having tea with me. I wonder if you could...
Pleasure's ours.
I wonder if you could give us any information as far as helping us to defeat him, if that were to be what we wanted to do.
He is, yes, he is known for being particularly skilled with a spiked chain. He, has a wicked temper and he's very aggressive. He uses his chain to deadly effect. His guard would be not unlike us. Big weapons, powerful, very aggressive,
Any
But
weaknesses?
killing all 3 of them, if you kill them, we will back you. And with us backing you, and with the strength currently of those who wish to join the Urakan, it would turn the tide. But why would you do this? Why do you care? The one with the spear says.
I don't wish for anyone to be in servitude to anyone else. And I feel like, especially if you think that they find you unintelligent, then they are sorely mistaken, and you don't need to just be weapons for someone that doesn't realize that you have other inputs to give.
And you would tell Urakan this on our behalf?
Absolutely.
And looks at each other. Nod. Then we will introduce you to Jin and issue the challenge on your behalf.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
They stand up. One of them kind of wobbles a little, and then the other one goes and seems to be taking it though. He's doing well. He's still clear of mind, but maybe he feels really good. You're not sure. He has almost like a smile on his face. You didn't see that before, but maybe it's just because he enjoys the company. So no, they both go and walk, take positions on kind of both your flank. 2 of them to your flank. And then ahead of you, you see a very large palisade wall that's been created out of bamboo, sharpened to pikes. And you hear kind of raucous discussion. It sounds like, there's a crash, and, through the bamboo wall, you see 2 ogres that are literally in like the middle of like a full-on wrestle match. Almost looks like, sumo in a way. And they're just like throwing each other and launching, and you hear like raucous laughter. And as you guys walk into these large huts, easily 3 times the size of the, any of the houses that you saw from the small goblins that you were in just an hour ago or 2 hours ago. And you see them enter the strait, and it doesn't take long for the ogres in the area. Some of them are just like carrying baskets, others are doing they're not all fighting, just those ones that you happen to see, but mostly it's just like a village. You do even see some small kids running around, and they're battling with bamboo weapons, and laughing about it. And but everybody seems to take notice of you guys walking in, and kind of seems very confused, and they kind of filter in behind you and sort of just like watching you, kind of side-eyeing you, not too sure what to make of you, as you guys are flanked by these 2 Bakemono.
Out of
warriors.
character, could I get the 2 names since we sat down for tea?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. It's Fen and Mo.
Love it.
Which one is which?
Spear is Fen.
Spear is Finn.
They keep splitting up where they go Urakan Mo and Urakan Fen. You hear them almost say that, and then they stop themselves and they just go to their first name. So they, you hear them. They go into the center, which is clearly a village center. It's very radially arranged, so it looks like all the kind of paths or roads lead into kind of a center square. In the very center, there looks like there's a very ornate-looking bell, and you see him go through and rings the bell. This is Fen. Mo stands up and turns to face everybody, including you. We have an honorable challenge. Jin, come forth. You have been challenged by those we deem worthy to issue such a challenge. And you hear a very confused, like kind of like a what is this? And coming out of like one of the bigger huts is this clad in bamboo armor and with this massive spiked chain just draped over his shoulder. 2 other ogres that come out to his side, each with the yellow handprint over the red moon, red crescent moon. It seems that we have How they are foreigners. Fen, what the hell is going on here? I have killed your father, and I will kill you, I swear. And you see Fen kind of looks and sharpens his eyes. It was an honorable treatise spoken in our old tongue, and they have said true words, and they wish to challenge you for the right of leadership. They are not of us. Do they look like Bakemono? He says. Fen says, no, but they are my champions, and if they beat you, I will take it, with them as advisors.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Suddenly, you see Jin's face go immediately stone cold. So it's a coup then. No more so than what you did to my father. You see the look, and like everybody's just quiet. You could drop like a pin in this. Like nobody's crying, nobody's running around laughing. The two were wrestling, like literally just stopped wrestling or just watching.
So he said, "I'll never rule the universe with you," basically.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, can I go ahead and shape? Shift? Can I go ahead and shift?
Yeah.
Well, wait. Since this is an official challenge, are we gonna like do full rules and take a little bit to go into it, or are we going directly into initiative? Because my question is, if we're gonna do something first, like because this is a fighting custom, right? If they have a whole thing to do, then if you shift now, we kind of lose the surprise.
All right, gotcha.
Okay.
I see 4. Is this one-on-one, Fen? Are you serious? No. This is a child, and per our rules, children do not count as full combatants. He looks over and he's like, kind of like, are you freaking kidding me, look? And then he looks around and he goes, all right, Fen, but if they lose, I eat them, and then I kill you, and you will die slowly. You and your brother Mo. I can't believe this, he says as he goes off. You two mount up. All right, challengers, champions of the Hurricane. To the death.
To the death.
To the death.
Lead time.
What's that?
How much time do you want before we begin?
I mean, let's go.
Have
yo.
we
He speaks like really well comment, by the way.
Have we
They all
used
do.
anything? Does anyone need any rest for any reason?
No.
I could use a
Somebody
long
slap him in the
rest.
face.
You could use a long rest?
No, they won't wait for 8 hours.
Okay.
It's happening. It's not no short rest, no long rest, just
Let's
time.
do this.
Probably you're guessing no more than like a minute.
Okay, then let's
Let's go.
bring us to where the fight is, and we shall start.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
It's all right. Keep going. You keep talking. You're there. I'm just gonna set up.
Makes me nervous when you set up.
I know. That's all right. So these are no longer Fen and Mo. I have. Well, I guess I could use a different one. Well, here. This will be Fen over here. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. He's gonna be out. You guys are gonna be here.
What?
We should take her out, right?
Who?
The child.
No, the child gets to
No,
fight.
no,
It just doesn't count as a person.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't count as a combatant, so then it's 3v3 because I'm just
Because she
extra.
doesn't count as a full. Per their own rules.
Okay.
So you could have so if you have bigger families, it advantages you if you want to risk the lives of your kids.
Hey, gotcha.
And sometimes
gotcha,
it's worth it, sometimes it's not. Apparently the leader didn't do that with Fen and Mo because they're both brothers and they're both the leaders, so he probably just was like, I'm not going to risk them. You don't know.
Okay.
That's a lot of reading into it, but okay. So how much time? How many do you
Let's
just
go.
you just go right away?
Let's
You don't need
go.
any lead time?
I think I want to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay, so that's just one. So you can be like, let's go in like 12 seconds. You can do like two rounds worth.
Two
But
rounds?
let's-
What
yep.
does that mean? It's
2
supposed
rounds.
to last a minute.
No. So
A round
every
is
round is
6
6 seconds.
Right.
So a casting time is what you're going to look at. So the casting time, if it's like, so that's what you want to tell me how much time you need, or they're
I need
technically asking.
1 bonus action.
Okay, so that's nothing. So they'll say in 12 seconds, we'll go hit the bell, and
Ding, ding.
we're to the lethal.
Cool.
All right. So initiatives.
Wait, are they? This isn't Mo and Finn.
No, it's not anymore. I switched it up.
18. Bushram?
The child got 8.
Totally.
So when I was,
Well, they got really shitty. So
when I was
Oh,
doing
guess
the
it's
one shot, he had a thing for me that was a rogue elf, but I used that many, so I was half of an elf the entire time.
All right, Steve. What's yours?
7.
What's your character's name one more time?
Robert.
Robert.
Yep. And what was it? 17.
7.
7. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah.
Rose. What's yours?
I got an 8.
Okay.
18.
Cylindria. 18. Okay. And then
9.
Semel.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Semel, what is your bonus to your attack? To your initiative. I'm sorry. What's your bonus to your initiative? Should be your dex. Right there. +3. So you actually beat him. Okay. So order will be Cylindria is going to go first. And you said you were going to go into lion form?
Yep.
Okay. So and that'll be before, so you won't have to spend a round for that. Then Jin. All right. Then Semel. We have guards. We have Rose, and then last but not least, Robert. Rose. Okay. Let's do this. Cylindria, you are up first.
All
It is
right.
the very beginning of the round.
Alright, so I'm going to go straight for the guy in the middle. You guys
All right.
get the guys on the sides. Cool?
Let's do it.
Alright, so I roll, right?
Yes.
Alright, you guys have been doing good. A nat 20.
Oh, roll that
Let's try it
again.
out.
Again? 12.
Okay. So not a crit kill. That would have been awesome.
That would have been so great.
That would have been like, I go up, I rip out his throat, end of fight. I'd be like, well, that was, wow. But it is still a crit. So let's go ahead and get that that crit sorted out. You run right up to him as a lion, and yeah,
Bite him in the crotch.
you're gonna bite him right. Oh my goodness, right,
Yeah.
right in the
You'll
stick
never
and-
be
and
a leader
giggleberries.
now.
Yeah, you're not gonna have any kids.
Just
Bad
be-
taste in your mouth, though.
be nice
So
to this little
get the
child
go ahead and
who's
do the damage. So the way crits work is it doubles the dice, and then you're just going to do then you're going to add whatever you would have added at the end. So what's the roll for normal damage on a lion? It should be right here.
Right. Hit dice for hit points 26.
It's going to be this section here, the attack.
Okay. So.
Bite +5 attack.
Yeah,
plus
and
three,
let's see here.
D8 plus 3.
Okay, so how many d8s do you need? 2? Here's one.
So let me find lion, because you can look in your player's handbook. It also has the lion
We got
stats.
pack tactics, pounce.
So if you have an ally within 5 feet of you, which you do not, pounce. Lion moves at least 20 feet in a straight line. We'll say you can get that. Claw attack on the same target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw, be knocked prone. So I will have to do that. You will have a lion does actions. You choose your bite or a claw. You said bite, so that was with a +5. You do a 2d8 plus 3 damage.
Okay.
Do you want this?
Yeah. Oh my god. So 14 plus the 17.
Wow.
17. That is, it's got some butthole puckering going on there.
I mean, she may have bit back to that.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Wow. So 17 in one hit. Okay. So
Plus the bite, right? The bite is +5.
No,
so
that's
added?
to hit. So
Okay,
total
okay.
17. So 7 to. Jeez. Okay. Good hit. And he's still up, but I do have to make a DC 13 strength check to see if he stays up. So he does not get knocked prone. But you do hit him, and he like wobbles a bit. You know, you get him like right, you know, in the pelvic area, and he is not terribly happy. Okay. So with that being said, it is his turn. So now he has this freaking lion, and he seems really like surprised about that and like in pain. But he grits his teeth, shows his tusks, and let's see here. 10 foot, one target. He's going to attempt to chain smash you. So he comes down with this massive spike chain, and he's going to try and hit you with that.
What's your AC?
So 13. I'm guessing misses you.
So, you know, he gets me, right?
Hits you.
She's got an AC of 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
so hits you.
I'm gonna.
All right.
Little
So-
silvery barbs it.
You're gonna what?
Little silvery barbs it.
Silvery barbs.
Makes him re-roll it.
Okay. That is still 13. Unfortunately.
And
All right.
hold on. I
All right.
give advantage to the ranger.
The ranger. Okay, so remember your next and that on attacks.
Yes, that's the silver barbs.
Okay, cool.
And
Okay.
I want to use my voice of authority to give him a reaction to attack now.
He is not in range to do it. And also, what is your range on the silvery barbs?
60.
So he cannot move though. He's not threatening anybody. He could do a ranged attack though.
You can do a range. Okay.
Okay. So you can do if you have a ranged attack.
Oh, right now? All right.
Yeah, you could do that right now.
All right, longbow.
Okay. Who are you targeting? Because there's 3 people that you could target. Are you targeting the leader, or are you going to target someone else?
But in theory, if we can take him down, the other 2 will just chill. Because we were saying that if we would have just one-hitted him.
Yeah, so didn't Finn say if we kill him, then the others would kind of fall in line, maybe?
Well, he said if we killed
three.
all 3 of them.
Yeah,
You did.
yeah,
You
okay.
said all 3.
All right,
He
okay.
did say that.
Yeah, okay.
Which one you want me to go for? The leader?
I don't know. Like I say, take one of them ogres out, man. Like let's knock a little bit of all of them.
All right. Which one are you going for?
All right, I'll go for the one on the right.
Okay.
Let's see, longbow attack bonus +6. All right.
Do you have a +1 on the longbow? Or no?
Yes, I do have +1.
Cool.
Oh, so that means it's magical, right?
Yes. So you'd add a +1 to the damage.
All right, so 12,
If
13.
it's not already filled, it should be. Okay. A 13 against one of the ogres there, that hits.
Okay.
But barely. Which one is it? The axe or the club model?
The club.
Club? Okay. Do your damage.
All right.
He is not damaged yet, so you don't get your giant slayer or whatever it is.
All right, so I need a D8 plus
We have
4.
to do my damage
Go.
too.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. He intercepted. So
Sorry.
we'll do that first.
Okay.
3
3 plus
plus 4.
7. Okay.
Thank you.
I still want you to forget. Not that I wouldn't take it, but you know.
All right. Now the attack on you, the chain smash. So reach within 10 feet. One target hits. Let's see. Target must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution save. So you need to do a Constitution save. And
Con
it
is
does
1.
11 plus 4 is 15 points of damage to you.
Oh!
Is that if she fails con?
No, 15
Oh.
damage off the right total, and then she makes a con save.
Yeah, he's strong. Just should have shot him. 9.
9,
10.
10.
Okay, you will be stunned for 1 minute. The target repeats
oh,
the saving throw if it takes damage at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. So he comes back. You did a crit right to his pelvic, but then he comes back, smashes right on your back, and you're just seeing stars. And you're like really hard to move, and totally stunned. So,
Okay.
stunned effect. If you want to look it up, basically means bad stuff.
Oh.
Where is it? Stun. See conditions. Yay.
Is there any way to get
See
her out of
conditions. See
stun?
Conditions. Well, I'm just looking at it. I think you just lose actions, but I want to make sure I read it in its entirety. Conditions 290. 290. So, stun is... Stun creature is incapacitated. See condition. Can't move, can't speak only, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against creature have advantage. You're incapacitated. Incapacitated says that creature can't take any actions or reactions. So the only way you can redo that is if you take if you take damage, and then you can recheck the save. So
Wait, what?
in order to you're done for 10 rounds for now.
But if you get
But
hit,
if you get
will
hit again,
think about it.
then you get to try and save again at the end of your round. So it's rough. Unless someone can remove
So I'm
conditions.
stunned for 10 rounds?
Yes.
Okay, sorry guys.
Yeah.
But she gets a saving throw every round, right?
Only if she takes damage.
Only if she takes damage?
Mm-hmm. Only if she takes damage, it says. The target repeats the saving throw if it takes damage and at the end of each of its turns. Oh, and at the end of each of its turns. Ending the effect on itself on a success.
So you may be able to get out of
if
it.
it takes damage and at the end of each of its turns. So you do take it at the end of each turn, regardless of whether you take damage. But if you take damage, that's an additional saving throw that you get.
Okay.
So I read it wrong. Okay. Semel.
All right.
He's going to stay where he is. He smiles.
Yeah, I'm just gonna,
Mine. Kitty, kitty.
I'm just gonna whack this dude.
He is damaged.
So I have
She damaged him.
40 speed.
Which one are you?
The one in the middle.
Are you running up here?
Yeah, what is it? 5 per square? So 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. We got 40. I will use my 2-weapon attack.
Okay.
Since he is also below max
Yep.
HP, I can use the Hunter Colossus
Okay.
for the
How long
damage.
does the advantage last?
Um,
Because you give him advantage, right?
that is correct. I think it's just, then choose a different creature you can see within range, 60 feet. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay. And you didn't roll advantage for your ranged attack, right?
I did not.
Okay.
I
We'll
just
let you roll advantage on this one then.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for it. So this will be at advantage.
Okay.
So this is your main hand.
First weapon, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you could roll a 20. Nope. So you still hit, and you are going against the leader, right?
Yes.
Okay. Against Jin. Okay. Yep. We're good. Go for it.
Alright, so
Do your damage.
D6. Yep, that's him. Alright.
That's not a 6.
That's not 6.
Oh, sorry. It looked like a 12. Yeah, that's a 6. The edges are gone. I got confused. I'm sorry.
Oh!
Okay.
Plus 4.
So 5 damage, and then what for your? You do a D8.
D8.
Okay.
Oh, crap. This is so weird.
There you go.
That's
That's
this
it.
one, right?
Yep.
That's it. Oh no.
Dang it.
Not 2 ones. All right. 1. So 2 plus what was it? 4.
Yes.
So 6. Okay. And then
All right, so now the second weapon, and I have to roll for to see if I attack. Right? Yep.
Yep. This you do not get advantage on. All right. What is the what is that? +5.
+5.
So 13. That's hit.
13. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. 14. It's a miss.
Oh,
So that is
okay.
a miss. Okay, but his armor class is 14. Okay. Next is right. Well, we have the guards. Eat, baby.
Hang on a second.
Wait, that's the wrong one.
I was supposed to say
Eat,
that.
baby. This guy's gonna help here. Okay, so the axe one is
Are
going
there
to
any
attack first.
opportunity attacks happening? Are there any opportunity attacks happening, or is that just
No,
No, because she's stunned.
she's stunned.
Oh,
Um,
well, that ain't good.
so the first one is going to attack. Ooh, that is against you, a nat 20.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Ouchies. Shitty roll. Okay. Take it. 3, 6, 7. So on a crit, it's an 8 plus 4 is 12 points of damage.
Okay.
That is a really crappy roll. So that works for you. And then the other one is going to attack you. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Nope.
18.
Okay. So that's a whiff. No hit. That's their action, and we are at Rose.
I have a weird question.
I have a weird answer.
If I don't leave him, but I run up so that I'm behind her, can I still take sneak attack?
No, because she doesn't
Okay.
threaten. You'd have to
She's-
attack the one that he's attacking. I'm gonna get sneak attack.
Can you do that?
I'm trying to. I don't guess I can use naturally stealthy to get around him without taking an attack of opportunity, can I?
You can get around him.
I would just have to take an attack of
No.
opportunity.
Yeah, the only way you would take attack of opportunity is if you leave his threatened square. You can move through.
But I'm wanting to get closer to.
So you want to move behind the lion?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Can I get on top of her?
Sure.
I mean,
ride me, man.
Well, I have halfling nimbleness,
say-
which says move through occupied spaces if larger than you.
Yes.
Okay.
So it would give me a better advantage. So
Sure.
I'm gonna run up and get on top of her,
Okay.
but I haven't left his radius. And then I'm gonna.
Okay,
That-
you have the weapon, the maneuvers. If one of them.
I
would
do
help.
have the maneuvers, but
I
I
don't know if
don't
any-
want to use it just yet.
It's fine.
No, I have a plan.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But
Go for it.
unfortunately, I can't do it this round. And then I want to rapier him in the stomach.
Do it.
Cool.
Make your attack. Got a 1.
Oh, but I'm lucky. But I'm lucky.
Yeah! Yeah!
That's a 19
That's
without
it.
anything.
That's a hit. That turned a fail into a win.
Yeah!
Your damage.
Okay, so with my rapier, it's a D8 plus 4. Is it plus 6?
For what?
What? So I've got a plus 6 on attack bonus.
Yes.
So that's already gone.
Yep, you have rolled a 19 plus 6 is a 25.
D8 plus 4, and then it says 2D6, but that's with
That's sneak
sneak
attack.
attack, which I do not have.
Right.
That's a 3?
And that is
Plus
the
4?
axe one.
Yeah, so that's 7.
7. Okay. Not bad.
Trying to see if I have anything else I can use. Advantage if target has acted, if hit equals critical. Assassinate?
Oh, yeah, you need to have active first.
Okay.
You didn't.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Okay, Robert.
Okay. I'm going to do some crazy stuff here.
Let's do it.
All right.
Sounds
Okay.
good to me.
I've got what do I got? Guiding bolts. I've got
What?
what is it called? Well, I can't believe I've been waiting all this time. Can't remember. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
We're good.
Yours. So I have the. God damn it. I have Metamagic Adept feature,
Okay.
which will let me twin Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
And I shall now cast Guiding Bolt. A 20,
Natural.
net 20,
Okay. Roll again.
and from
No,
there,
roll again to confirm.
9.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then I'm going to twin it, so I'm going to shoot out another Guiding Bolt. So I guess one of the other,
To the other guy.
I got a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So who? Who did you guiding bolts? Which ones? The two guards?
I'm going to do the 2 guards.
Okay. So they're both guiding bolted?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the next stack on them has advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And how much does it do?
4d6.
Okay.
And one's a crit.
Yeah. So you double the dice.
And so we'll go 20 points of damage. That's double.
Which one? The club or the axe?
Club.
Club. Okay.
And the other one, 11 points of damage.
11. All right. We split it up. Hits, and then like they're just glowing, and they have like a giant bullseye of magic on them that'll guide your strikes true. Okay, back to the top of the round, Cylindria. So you're gonna go through your round, and then at the end you're gonna roll for your saving throw. So let's make a. You're gonna do a DC, with just a Constitution saving throw.
So you have plus
So your
1.
saving throws are here. So look at the Constitution, and then that's what you're gonna roll a D20 and add.
Okay. Come on. 12.
Unfortunately not, so you're still stunned.
Alright. I'm going,
Alright.
going to potty real quick.
That's okay. Alright, so it's Jin's turn. So, he is going to do a chain sweep. So, chain sweep is, well, so first I'm going to see if he recharges his chain smash. Recharges on a 6, does not. So it's still down. He will do a chain sweep. Ogre swings its chain. Each creature within 10 feet, including his guard, must make a DC 14 Dexterity saving throw. So everybody has, except for you, have to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Does that count me since I'm on top
Yes,
of her?
you are within 10 feet.
It's a D20.
Yep, D20 and it's
Dexterity.
Dexterity saving throw. So it's this guy.
I've got an 18.
19.
You guys are all good.
plus
Everybody
5.
makes it. So the only one that won't is her. But she also gets an additional save because it's going to hit her. So everybody will take half of this, so D8 plus 4. So 11 points of damage. So she takes 11, but you guys each are going to take 5. As will the club. And then she's already down, so she'll just need to do another save.
Okay.
So a reminder when she comes.
Wait. Ooh. But she takes 11 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That take her down
To 1.
to 1. Well, so it takes her down to 1, but she has this hit points right here.
Oh, okay.
So once that's down, she'll pop back into her real form, and then
If those are her hit points,
Yeah.
then she's already down because this is based on 27.
okay. So then, yeah, we'll need to, will take her. It takes her out, and then she needs to. She comes back into it.
Boy, you should never leave.
Why? What happened? Did I die?
He did a big sweep
Sorta.
and hit everybody,
Well, son of a...
including one of his bodyguards. All right, so game replaced. Let's see. When you transform, you assume the beast's hit points and hit dice. When you revert to your normal form, you return to the normal hit points you had. However, if you've reverted as a result of dropping to 0 hit points, any excess damage carries over to your normal form. So you took this is your hit points in your lion form. As soon as you took that, you reverted into your normal form. So you took 27.
So hers is 27, but the lion's is 26.
Well, how much damage did she take?
With
already?
it would have been 26 points of damage with everything she's got. Because
Already?
what she's got is she was doing it based on 27. Based on 26,
So she
that
had
would
one
have
hit
put her
point.
at 0, which then gives her 1 hit point when she transfers over.
Okay,
Wait, what?
which takes away 1 hit point.
So, well, she only has 1 left after the transformation.
Wait.
I think.
So it did 50. Let's see, 26 plus 27, so 53 points of damage. She has 53
Oh no!
points.
It fully took all of those hit points.
Okay.
And then that's all it took,
Okay.
because that would have put
So
that
put her
at 0.
0. Okay. And now the 11 points of damage is going to go to her regular form.
No, the 11 points of damage was what took out the rest of the 26.
I see. Okay.
So
So now she revert back to your normal form, and you do get another attempt to break since you've taken damage. Just lay yourself down.
Oh.
I think I'm behind you.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
behind. You're gonna and I'm gonna make you do a dexterity saving throw to land on your feet.
Okay, so what do I need to do?
So you need to do another Constitution saving throw since you just took damage.
16.
You're good. You land on your feet, no problem.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Uh oh.
2.
You're still okay. Still stunned. That's alright. Samuel.
All right, I will do my.
Yeah, how many hit points does she have now?
She should have her full set.
Okay, so you have 27 hit points.
How am I back up to that?
Because all of these hit points went to
So
your...
this goes first, and then once this goes, you
So
revert
now
back
you're
to your
back to
form, and
normal.
any spillover goes to your regular damage. But since it took you exactly to 0,
So
you
you're-
now have your full allotted hit points, but you're not in lion form anymore.
Okay. Alright. So I can use like my scimitar, right?
Yep. You could wild shape again. I think you have it multiple times a day, but
What?
So that you can get the...
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
all right. So, are you gonna?
Yep, 2 up
Cut,
and
cut.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
And yeah, he does not have. So he has. This is not one of the guiding bolted, so you don't get advantage
Okay.
because you're doing like the Jin, right? You're attacking their main
Yep. Going for the main guy.
anti-hero.
That sucks.
No, that's a miss, and then your other one. Rough. All right. Not good. Not good. All right. So the guards will both go. The axe one's going to attack you. It's a hit. So it does 12 damage to you.
I'm down.
You're down? Alright. Retro. All right. And then the other guard is going to attack the. Let's see here. He'll attack you. Misses. So you said you have an 18 or less? Yeah. He misses
Correct.
you.
Hey, I got like a healing missile. Can I like bomb you with it?
Once you're no longer stunned.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
All right. Rose.
Have you counted how many rounds?
Do I have to
Yes.
do a...
Yeah.
You do.
Death
Death saving
save.
throw. Indeed.
Is that real quick?
That's a 2.
A 2?
Yep.
Not a 1 though, right?
Not a 1.
Okay.
Does lucky work for death saves?
Sure.
See, you're getting on my nerves again. Shit, back in there, he was doing so
All right.
good.
Robert.
I am going to use my meta magic. No, I'm not. I am going to cast Aid
Okay. On whom?
on your spell blast bolsters an allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range.
Okay.
Range is 60 feet, I think. Hold on.
All right, who
30
are
feet.
you bestowing?
Each target hit points maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration. So 5, 5, 5.
Cool. So
Okay.
does that mean I get 5 points and I'm no longer almost dead?
No, it means that you get temporary hit points that get taken out.
No, these are
first.
real hit points.
Oh, they're real hit points.
Yeah, choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target hit points maximum and current
right.
hit points
Okay, yeah,
increase
you're
by
up.
5.
All right, could I give her my hit points?
No.
Don't worry about that. I
You
can.
get
I
you
can
do get
potion.
5 though. You get increase.
Okay.
Also, I'm going
Okay.
to use my voice of authority
All right.
and ask the rogue to attack one of the.
I am prone because I went down though.
That's right.
You tell him to do it.
I'm going to tell him to do it. Yeah. Oh, ask him nicely.
He'll do
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that's it. Please,
Yeah.
kill
He
him.
can't miss 3 times in a row, can he?
I mean,
Yikes. All right.
like I know I'm just gonna end up
Cylindria,
with
go
like
ahead and let's do yours. We'll get back to him
thousands
in a
of
second.
different dice. Is what's gonna happen.
And I'm-
Yeah, go for it.
20!
All right. So with a natural 20, I'm going to say that you get to take a full suite of actions. So I will let you get up, and so if you get up, it's half your move,
Okay.
and then you can choose what you want to do with your. That's a move part of your move action. You can still attack with your scimitar. You can cast a spell. You can do whatever you want.
I'm
What do you-
gonna
Can I-
attack. What, go ahead.
Can I give her my reaction instead of him?
No, because it happened on your turn.
All right, I'm going to attack with my scimitar.
You do get an attack. So he gave you a
Okay.
free attack against the boss. All right, yep, go ahead and attack.
It is a +1.
You may want to consider what spells do you have.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Just
I got the
saying.
flaming spear.
That's always a solid one that starts getting damage on him. I would say
All
Flaming
right.
Sphere is probably better.
Does he need to attack
Okay.
first?
He does.
Okay.
Just
with,
one attack.
With
You get one
anything.
free attack. And yeah, he's just
All right.
getting
And it has to go towards the boss.
the boss, yeah.
All right.
What is that though?
8 plus 6.
14, right?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
You hit.
Uh,
Barely, but you hit.
All right. D6 plus 4.
Plus a
Oh,
D8.
and
and
add
he's
add
damaged.
5 to that 27, because he gave me 5. Home dude did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll both a D8 and that. There you go. 5 plus 4.
9.
9. Alright, so you did 9 damage. Cut him.
Yay.
All right, so I am going to cast flaming sphere.
Y'all threw so many numbers at me.
Yep.
You said
Yeah.
I'm plus 5 on
Plus
my
Yes.
5.
hit point.
Plus-
Yeah.
Yeah, total.
Okay.
Alright, so I make a saving throw. What's the DC? Do we know? Do you have the DC written down? So it'd be 8 plus your plus level spell, which is 2, so 10 plus what's your wisdom?
Wisdom is 4.
4.
Alright, so yeah, he did not make it. So you do full damage on him. And put a little die where the flaming sphere is.
Put a what?
A little die, something to you can even use one of those little something. You can even use one of those little
There you go.
yeah, use one of those. Perfect.
What are those?
Little gems that I have.
So can I just like lay him down?
No, he's not dead.
Oh,
He's not dead.
oh, I thought I killed
He's
him.
gonna kill you.
He's gonna kill me?
He's gonna kill all of you. He's trying.
No!
That's what he wants. All right, how much damage did you do? So it's gonna be 2d6, I think it was. 2d6 fire. He is not immune to fire.
That's the 6s, right?
Yep.
3.
3. Oh well, that's alright. Damage is damage.
Yeah.
And now a flaming sphere is on the field. Like it. Alright. So it's Jin's turn again.
All right, did we win?
Well,
He hit, and then she rolled a 20, so she's now full actions. She cast Flaming Sphere on the guy, on Dude, and he failed his save. So
Which is what the blue gem is.
he does not get his chain smash back yet,
Yes.
and he will. He's going to try and do direct damage to you. So instead of flailing around at everybody again, he's going to just try and take a solid fist right to your face and try and draw some of the crowd's cheers by doing so. 13 misses you, though, so he swings with this wicked grin, and you just easily dodge out of the way. All right.
I'm agile.
Yeah, Samuel, it is your go.
All right. Yep, going back with my 2-weapon fight attack. All right, so the first one. Oh! And my second one.
There you go. That hits.
So
D6 to D8 and plus 4.
3.
Or plus 3, yeah. D6, D8, there you go. Nice.
7 and 1.
8 plus 3, 11. All right.
Man, knock him down already.
Yeah, he is looking wounded, for sure. It'll be the guard's turn. So the one will attack you.
Okay.
He hits. For 4 plus 4, 8 points of damage.
All right.
What's your armor class?
18.
18.
And then the one is going to see that you're up again. Gets very frustrated.
I mean, I'm still down.
Just dropped you.
I'm up again.
You are up again.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
still down.
Did you stab him
and I,
since you've been down?
no,
Oh.
I haven't done anything since I've been down.
Then he's going to move over to the cleric. Someone can move him over to the cleric. You can take an attack. Anybody who is threatening can take attack of opportunity, which is basically all it is.
Does that count me?
Yes.
I can take an attack of opportunity?
Yep.
Does that mean I can get up?
No.
Okay.
You can attack
So,
from the ground.
so I can just like stab him?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to do rapier.
Okay.
And it says I have a +6 for attack bonus +1. Good. That's an 11.
11 misses.
Okay, that's fine.
Ah,
I tried.
All right. He's going to attack you. What's your armor class?
20.
20. That's good. He does hit you, though.
Oh,
Damn.
Hits you at a 20. Okay. That's 8 plus 4, 12 points of damage.
yikes.
Crack.
That is a
Heal or die, he says.
Are you down?
No. How much damage again?
12.
12.
Rose.
Cool. So
He does
I'm,
notice you swinging him. He seems really frustrated, but then he's committed to
Okay.
killing the
I'm
healer.
gonna get up
Okay.
and I'm
attack-
gonna
oh, yeah, I did
move a
attack
little
somebody.
bit so that I'm in his range.
Yep.
So that I can do a sneak attack,
You can.
and that's still gonna be with my rapier.
Yep.
Mm.
Poking him in the butt.
8 plus 7, 15.
Hit.
Cool. So then I get
It's the axe one.
a D8 plus 2D6
Yes.
Yep. Plus whatever. Plus 4.
plus 4.
Okay.
15.
15 damage. Alright. So 4, 9.
Can I don't guess I can use assassinate for that
No.
because I've already done it anyway.
Robert. Oh, doing anything else? You can get free. Okay. Robert.
Well, okay.
You have a big ass Bakemono right in your face.
Yeah. But we're
He's-
not.
Wants to eat you.
We're not going to worry about that. Let me see. That's a touch spell, so that's not going to work for me. Or will it? No, it won't. I will do this. I will cast Bless,
Okay.
and I will bless her. Well, I guess I'll bless all three of you.
What
And
is?
as my voice of authority, I will ask her to attack.
How many of those do you get?
I get it every time.
Every
Nice.
time you cast a spell?
Every time I cast a buffing spell.
Ah.
What does bless do?
It gives you 1d4
D4
on
to attacks. And,
attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay, so I'm
Just
gonna
the D4.
go ahead and add a D4 to that.
All right. You're using one of your.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my bless. Good. 17.
Hit.
Cool. And then I'm still flanking.
Yep.
So a
And-
D8 plus
and it's-
2D.
And it's with sneak attack, right?
Do you have a weapon out? You have a weapon out in one hand?
Yeah, I got a weapon now. I
Okay.
got a mace for some reason. I don't know why, but
12.
12?
Mhm.
All right.
Do I get a bonus action?
You will.
I will. Okay.
End your turn.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Unless it's a reaction. If it says a reaction, then you get to take it. Okay.
Oh.
So that was Robert. Back to the top. Cylindria.
Okay. So I still have my flaming sphere, right?
Yep.
It's good for like.
So I will roll for that now.
Okay.
He makes it this time. So he still takes, I think, half. Can you hand me the flaming sphere? I'll read it while you're taking your other action. You get a full set of action. This is free. Takes 2d6 damage on a failed save, or half as much. Yeah, so you still roll 2d6, and then he'll take half, rounded down.
Round down.
I will, yeah. And just tell me the number. I'll tell you what the damage.
7.
7, so 3. Okay. All right.
All right, and I want to attack with my scimitar.
All right, go for
All
it.
right.
And roll a d4 in addition to that,
Okay.
because you're blessed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, do
oh,
we
yeah.
keep less? Or is it just
Yeah.
a one-time thing?
No, it's for a duration. Every single attack you're gonna roll with that. Is that a 1?
No.
Oh, so
Use lucky or something.
Yeah, so
10.
plus 6.
no,
Unfortunately not.
But that means half damage?
no.
Wait, no, that's for
No,
something
it's
else.
scimitar.
Wait,
All
does
right.
she have to roll damage for the thing, though? Since she gets half damage for the...
She already did it.
Yeah.
The flaming sphere?
Yeah. That's 3.
Yep, she got it. She did damage landed. All right, let's see if his chain sweep comes back. I have to roll a 6 on a d6, which he did not, so he does not get his slam. He does still get a sweep, but he doesn't want to do that because he'll hit his guard. He wants to keep his guard up.
Again.
He is going to try and, this time he's frustrated, but he really wants to punch you in the face for the crowd. So he's going to try that again. Does a 4 bucks. You have an 18. I think it's plus 6, so 16 misses you.
Yeah.
So this time he hits you, but like the armor absorbs it, and then you just like smile at him, and then he looks like almost like horrified and even more enraged. That's his round. Samel, you get to return fire now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And he's blessed too?
He is blessed.
I roll a 4 with my regular attack.
Don't forget your D4.
He got it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Sorry.
You got it. Oh dear. 7 plus what? Plus 6?
6.
13?
Plus 1.
It's already factored into there,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, okay.
3, let me make sure. 3, 5, 6. Yes, it's already factored in. So 6, 9, 13.
Yep. Miss.
Barely miss. His armor saves him.
Yep.
You both hitting each other's armor and like smiling at each. So he smiles at you. This
Does
big
the-
toothy grin.
Does the bless work for both weapons?
Yep. And then you turn around and cut him with the other. You're like, yeah, you smiling? Sink. Get him from the other side. Go ahead and do your damage.
Alright. Damage. So we got a d6 and a d8.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I did.
Plus 3.
Plus 5.
11.
11.
Oh.
All right.
I don't know.
He's still
How
up,
does that work?
but he looks way wounded. He's bleeding from the mouth, bleeding from the gut. He has part of his nut's been removed from a lion, apparently. He is not having a good time right now. The guard's turn. So the one guard's going to try and smash you.
Okay.
That one will actually hit, though.
Okay.
And the damage is 4 plus 3, 7 plus 4 is 11 damage.
Alright.
And then the other one is still going to attack you.
I'm seeing if the...
Misses you with clearly a whiff. He just takes this big spiked club and goes right over your head. Sails clear. All right, Rose.
Your turn.
So, especially since I still have sneak attack,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and rapier him again.
Do it.
Because I like my rapier.
Poke him.
Ooh, 18, girl.
Okay, that's 18 plus 6, so...
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a hit. Very good hit.
Okay, so...
That's the axe one. Yep.
Wait, am I supposed to be blessed for the attack?
Attack.
Oh, but
Not
not,
the
for,
damage.
not damage. Okay, so... I forgot what I was doing. These two, and this one was 4.
You want
Oh.
extra damage on an attack?
Ooh!
Oh, my God.
20!
Ah!
I hit him for
All
20.
right, how do you
Yes.
do it?
Oh,
How do you do it?
Make it ruthless.
Can I like climb up him and stab him in the skull?
Yeah, you can put the rapier right through, and it just slides. There's a little resistance in the skull, but then it pops in,
I'm gonna.
and you see his eyes just immediately like you're watching his face. As his
yeah,
eyes
I get
cross.
the other view of it.
Yeah,
I
and
wanna-
he just like, ugh,
Yeah.
and then you see this little halfling on the top, like just straight up through.
Can I? I wanna edit that a little bit. I wanna climb up him, stab him through the head, and then hang on to his hair while he falls, so that
Okay.
I'm still
Riding
standing up.
him.
Sure,
Yes.
sure, you can
Nice.
do that. Give me a
take
a acrobatics check
With
or
bless?
a dex saving throw. Yeah, I'll give you a bless.
Okay, I got +5, so 7, 8, 9,
12.
Yeah, 12.
You're fine. And then I'll give you a free intimidate check. So go ahead and roll an intimidate.
Am I still doing this?
Nice.
Yeah, you bless.
18.
Okay. You do that, and everybody starts like, oh, that's watching you. That may come into, yeah, the child just slew one of the guards. Robert, is your go.
I'm the size of his head. Can I take him off the board?
Already?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna take a picture of him.
Okay.
It's a little.
I'm
Everybody
such a little
likes
nerd. I'm taking
bless.
pictures
I'm
for
gonna
my
keep that
mother.
up. Oh boy. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Finn's still on the board.
He's watching.
Well, these aren't Finn and.
Right.
No.
So we want that.
Oh, I guess if I wrote his head, I'm gonna say I'm right here because
Fine.
then that would have been where he
So
Yeah,
let's
I get it.
push him way over there. No, not Finn. Finn's watching.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Finn. Oh,
Yeah.
Finn's watching. Well, this will be Finn and Mo then.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, because that's Mo.
That's your peeps.
Yep.
I don't have but one thing. I'm going to cast Healing Word,
Okay. On who?
and
I'm on 5.
I might as well. What's that?
I'm still on 5.
Okay.
I have some of those.
Healing Word on her, and I'm going to use my last meta magic to twin it. Anybody else need hit points, or I'll just give her
I
double?
think it's just me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 17. Okay.
So
He's
Healing
one hit
Word
away.
is 1d4 plus 3, so you get
That's a
4, 8 hit
Cool.
points. That's 2 ones in a row.
Oh, 8. Okay. Total 8.
So that
Right.
gives me 13.
Oh,
so
and,
at least I'm not down.
I give the voice of authority to attack somebody. Who wants to attack? Who
I'll
needs to-
go.
I'll give it to her.
There has to be a limitation on that.
You can read it.
I will. Go for it.
All right, so I'm gonna. Can I change into my lion again?
One power of law bloated by an ally to attack. If you cast a spell with a spell slot of 1 level or higher and target any ally with the spell, that ally can use a reaction immediately. The spell targets one ally. You can choose. Yeah, okay. You invoke the law. Voice of authority. It's a domain feature. Cast a spell with a spell slot of. Okay. So it's just, yeah, tied to your spell. Okay. Go for it.
My lion. Can I?
We were
So you're gonna
trying
try
to
it?
look that up.
You're gonna go?
Does she get her hit points back for the lion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna turn back into him. Do I still have bless?
Yes.
Or is it like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Because you got it after you draw.
It's 14 plus
Plus what?
your attack.
Plus 5.
19.
Hit. Do your damage.
All right.
If you're doing a bite, sorry, I should have asked
Yeah.
if it was a claw.
Yeah,
bite.
yeah, I'm gonna bite.
All right.
Six.
6. What did you? You hit, right? Because you hit.
I did.
You gotta roll
A
D8.
D8.
D8 plus 3. Yeah, that's not D8.
Oh,
I did 23
this,
damage.
right? That?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the right one.
Really?
What is it?
1.
Plus
It's gonna be
3.
a 4.
All right, he is really hanging on by just a thread.
He's teetering.
He is. He's having, but he is still up. He does not get that back. He is freaking out. He's going to do a swing. So he takes his chain and does a chain sweep.
Oh, Jesus.
So you all need to make, well, not you all, just you, and then the guard need to make, oh, and I need to roll.
Oh, fire.
He makes it, but you go ahead and do your damage.
What about my fire? Yeah.
Yeah, do your damage. Do your damage.
What's the damage for it?
2d6 and then roll half. No, 2d6 and then half.
Oh, I just handed you 2d6.
9.
All right. 4 damage is enough. So how do you do it? With the flaming sphere.
With the flaming sphere.
Yeah.
It flies up, and he looks up looking at it, and it goes right down his throat.
Oh, yeah. And then burns a hole and then comes right back through his stomach. To which he holds the gaping wound and then grabs the mouth and falls over like a tree.
Kind of like eating a hot wing.
The other guard is looking like he's not terribly happy between the intimidation and losing the other guard and his master.
What happens with the intimidation? Is he just afraid of me now?
It depends on if you want to use it for the crowd after you kill them. Or you could use it on him. So yeah. Samel,
Oh, so
you have one guy who's just there by himself.
Home Dude still wants to fight?
He still has his weapon out. I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to try and say something else? You can try and figure a different way if you want.
Do an investigate check to see if he's still in it?
No, it'd be diplomacy, intimidate, or deception, depending on how you want to interact with him. If you don't want to try and kill him,
I mean, I've already got him intimidated.
Yeah.
you would get advantage if you wanted to, but that's because of her.
Yeah, we're just gonna swing it.
You're gonna kill him. All right, sounds good.
No mercy.
Rules were to
mercy.
the death. Let's do it.
It was to the death for sure.
4 plus 1, that doesn't hit.
4 plus
Oh,
6,
wait.
so 5, 11 still doesn't hit. Go for it. That does hit.
Yay!
And he is injured.
Alright, so I get a d6 plus 3 and a d8. 6.
Got it. There you go. 9
9
plus.
plus 3. 12.
Okay, 12. Nice. All right. Yeah, you guys are stacking it on there. All right, he's still up though. And it is his turn.
Can I take dude off the board?
Yeah, go for it. He seems to look and steel himself with his war club, and then opens his eyes with renewed vigor, and a clear knowledge that he is going to die, and he needs to fight for his whatever. He rolls a natural 1.
He just
Throws his club. And everybody is super confused for a second.
Listen, I didn't even have to do a disarming tactic.
No. He throws it, and Rose, it is your go, but he seems like he just seems defeated and slumps down on his knees and bows his head.
Oh, great. Then I'm going to walk up with my rapier and attempt to cut his head off.
Cut his head off.
Huh?
You can stab him through the skull or something.
Oh,
The
okay.
rapier doesn't
Okay.
cut.
Somebody just knock.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Get
Okay.
him.
I'm fidgety.
15.
Hit.
Yes.
And then he is,
Defeated, kneeling.
there's
guys.
somebody next
Brutal,
to me,
man.
so I
This
get
is a brutal
sneak
time.
attack.
But it's
Oh,
a
for
brutal.
sure.
It's a brutal island. So
Wait, does
you
it,
belong.
I thought for sure she was
Sneak
gonna
attack.
live.
but I can't use assassinate?
In this case, I will say because he is not. Yes, he's disarmed and kneeling and
So
defeated. You
does that
can
make
use
my hit
assassinate.
critical?
Sure.
Does that mean I get 2 extra D6 and a D8?
Yes, that's what that means.
Oh, come on.
Let's do it up. Okay. Let me get a D8.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
5, 10, 18, 19, 20, 24 plus 6. 30 points of damage!
Yeah, he
To
throws the club
assassinate
and
him.
just comes down, and he watches this little child come up with just this glint of murder in her eyes, and with a straight thrust, goes right through the eyeball, right into the brain, and into the spinal cord, all in like from the angle. And
This is what you get
just
for
see he
calling me a
like
fucking child.
seizes and immediately like slumps down, and you're not even strong enough to hold the weight as he just like slides off your rapier. And to which there's absolutely dead silence. Nobody says a word, not even Fen or Mo.
But I am
Everybody's
cackling like a
shocked.
king goblin.
Yeah, with that, I think we're at a stopping
Nice.
point here.
They appreciate lethality.
Yes, they do. Fuck's sake. Yes, they do.
Did you see that?
And
Finn?
between the buffing of the cleric, between the lion and the critical hit in the beginning, the constant damage of the slashing, you are able to overcome this new chieftain and his 2 guard, and all of the people stand up and bow deeply. Fen and his brother Mo both come forward, and they bow to you guys, and they provide you guys with a smile, kind of a glint in their eye, and they explain that they have been convinced to petition for Urkin to accept them, and he says that we will return the prisoners that we have kept, and in exchange, the new champions will speak on our behalf to talk to Urkin about our station, and then we will join them in their war against the Tokage.
Can
and that is a game.
I would very much like it if there was some kind of nickname for me in their culture about the child.
I
Because
love
I
it.
killed both the guards real hard.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. That's pretty badass, I gotta say.
They should just let you do it all by yourself.
Well, no, because I died.
Oh,
I came back though. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I really like this cleric.
He's good. I
He is.
really
I
like
like-
your.
Awesome.
The
Yeah.
blessed attacks each roll helped a lot.
Yes, it
Yeah,
really did.
y'all were actually using it, so I was like, okay, because I had other things I wanted to do. But I was like, well, because it's concentration, because I wanted to give us Shield of Faith to get our armor classes up a little higher.
They call you Kawaii Shi.
Can you spell that for me?
Kawaii, Kawaii space SHI,
And what
which
is
literally translates into cute death.
cute death?
That's cute.
I'll take it.
I have a friend named Kwai. His Chinese name is Kwai, means bear.
All right, that's game. So, any questions before I pack everything up?
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah,
Good.
you guys did great. A lot of that shifted the entire thing. Normally, you guys go in guns a-blazing, and you have to fight your way through to get to the chieftain. But since you guys did the little tea ceremony thing,
Had a little
Yeah, that was nice.
and a couple of critical good rolls, it shifted the whole script into a different direction. So, anyway, good game, guys. Signing out.